dice got started.
Oh, my bag!
Zoinks!
Like, wow!
Gravity, you're such a bitch!
What is going on, my frosty friends? My name is Winter Cassius, and welcome to another D&D night, starting super late because it was hot as frick outside.
Temperature makes us slow.
Temperature makes us really slow. I don't even know if anybody's in chat right now. I just realized I had my phone on the charger for only a little bit.
Mine's on the charger right now.
Well, you know what, Abby? In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
What?
I know.
Is it bad?
No, it's a good thing, actually. I'd rather not deal with that lion.
Oh.
My phone is not telling me that I'm streaming.
Your phone isn't telling you you're streaming?
My
We
phone
had this
is.
issue last time.
Yeah, I was having this issue last time.
It'll do the thing
You gotta do it.
on its own.
There we go. Now it says I'm streaming. Hermaeus, Dragon Tamer, Soundwave, hello nerdlings, ready for adventure again in the most casual outfits ever? You're darn right. I was like, ooh, that'd be a cool idea. Maybe around Halloween time, we can like cosplay as our characters. That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down for that actually.
I need a glaive.
we will get you one.
We'll figure out how to get
Anyways, Hermaeus, Dragon Tamer, Soundwave.
Put the damn
Oh. Welcome to the chat, my
That's a
frosty
great
friends. How you
question.
guys doing? Well, anyways, guys, I just want to start off by saying sorry we're starting super late. It was hot.
Still is hot. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it was like 90 degrees the majority of the day. Like my apartment doesn't have air conditioning. We only have the fans. Oh no, I gave Winter a horrible idea for Halloween to do a video on. Thanks, buddy. We could do it sooner.
No. I am not dressing in costumes in this. I'm sorry.
What? You don't want to like carry like 8 swords and all that stuff in 90-degree weather? No. Anyways, guys, I was say we're just pulling this stuff up and getting this started because of the fact that it is 12, past 12 actually, but we're still, needless to say, we're good to go for some streaming. How are you guys ready for some D&D?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
I say I know last session was mostly about Cateus and his, fruitful fight. I just dropped my die 20. Where'd it go? Where'd my oh, there it is. And it was a nat 20 too.
Wow. Yeah. Normally I wouldn't try and do like backflips and crazy things like that, but it was performed for the children.
Yeah, Clap. I was about to do that I was about to switch over to Discord to announce it.
No.
I just needed to get everything going first. I was gonna use my phone, which I'm going to do right now. Discord.
And you have your dice today. So.
I can actually be Cateus. I have
Your
Cateus dice.
And
I hope they're not mad.
no, don't want to.
No, hopefully they're not mad from like 2 weeks ago.
I don't know if they hold a grudge or not.
Would it be awkward if Winter had the camera set up to record the D&D stream only to realize they finished that the camera wasn't actually recording the whole time? I say that would be hilarious.
Embarrassing.
Everyone, I is streaming.
Oh, I get experience for whooping his ass.
Yes, you did.
Sweet.
But wink. There we go. And everyone, I is streaming. There we go. And it is grammatically correct. I have arrived. Riku, Halo, welcome to the chat, my frosty friends.
Nerdling.
Did you show my drawings to the others? Yes, I did. Actually, friggin' I showed Fables when I was at. I sent him the picture when I was at my sister's graduation party.
Pretty great.
It was an accurate drawing of you.
I like to think so.
I was about to say, really nice detail on the beard. Really nailed it. I was say, I remember getting the text back saying, I love it.
Yeah. I imagine Briggs hiding underneath the bed. That's why he's out of sight.
Yeah, just. I just imagine that we see glasses on the from underneath the bed,
or just like glowing eyes,
exactly,
like little yellow dots.
We just see the shining glasses like from anime. Just
Yep.
Oh god. But anyways, I already welcomed Riku. I can't sleep, so I hear IB. Well, welcome, Riku. Halo Master has arrived, indeed. Riggs is the goblin that hides under the bed. You know, I don't think he'd be insulted by that. In fact, I think that
Probably just laugh.
he'd probably laugh, and also, I wouldn't even be insulted. I think goblins are cool. I've thought about making a goblin character before. It's just that being a fighter and being a goblin, there is some distinct disadvantages.
Fighter goblin.
Yeah, there's some distinct disadvantages. If I was going to be a goblin, I'd probably mix it with, like, magic. As well as, like, fighting. So if I went the fighter class, I'd probably go the magic fighter.
Yes.
The only pictures I like are the ones of my dead soul. Yikes. Winter, did you see my PS4 text I sent you? I may have. Possibly. But my phone doesn't tell me whenever I get messages, so. Greenlee, welcome to the chat. YG, welcome to the chat, my frosty friends. How you guys doing? Briggs is laughing on the outside and crying on the inside. Oh. Soundwave plays Winter. At this point, I'm feeding you content ideas. This time on accident. Stop listening to me. No, keep listening to my foolish ideas. Good. I never stop. Why would I stop listening to ideas that people give me? That'd be crazy. Hold on, actually, I'm going to take a look to see if I got a PlayStation message. If you're talking about the message about Dauntless, I could see that. Stuff like that happens with games. YG says, "Hey Abby, how are you?" And is that the homeless man? No,
that is Travis.
That is actually
not Travis. That is Kateus.
Yeah. I say this is Fable T, and he is not homeless.
So you used to call you by your name.
I know, right?
But I say you used to be homeless.
True.
You used to be the homeless man on me and Voided's couch.
I was the wealthiest homeless man you ever met.
And you used to be homeless on our couch too.
Yeah.
YG's like, no, he's homeless
couch.
too.
Oh. Sad.
Homeless too, lost in New York.
When did I get to New York?
Exactly.
Not only am I homeless, I'm lost.
Briggs is there, but off camera. Actually, Briggs is not here yet. He's on his way. He had to pick up some stuff first. Hopefully he brings me food, because I am hungry. I ate, and I'm hungry.
I wish I could eat.
Still good hot dish, though. Still a good hot dish. But anyways. Fabled is sophisticated homeless.
There you go. I only slept in my van a solid like 4 times.
I still remember when you used to sleep in your car all the time.
Yeah. That was not always by choice. Sometimes it was just smarter to do it, so I did it by choice, but other times I just passed the fuck out.
Indeed. Halo Master says Chinese food. Delicious. Especially freaking Slurp Ramen, man. Dude, what I say, the ramen was good and the dumplings were great.
Gyoza.
Yeah. They were delicious. Skadoosh.
Alright, let's do this.
So he's the homeless that found himself a bridge under Winter's house. I don't have a house. In fact, whenever everybody calls him a homeless brick toaster, I always say, he has a house.
I have a toaster too.
I know, but...
Oh, no, Briggs. Never mind.
You're not Briggs.
I'm not Briggs. I could be.
You could be.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
I am a sophisticated homeless man, and I can do what I want.
I was.
So Winter, I finally hit a 50 on my Warden healer, and I'm leveling up my champion points. AM at 90 CP. Nice. Is he here? How dare he? Briggs 2 confirmed.
Lives in the restaurant under Winter's
No, he's the homeless that lives in the restaurant. Yeah.
I might as well have lived in several restaurants, considering how much I worked.
Yeah, but the thing is, I have a restaurant underneath my stairs over here.
Oh.
Yeah, we just recently.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, we just recently started serving French toast. It's nice.
Oh.
But I said we were strictly a pancake place for a while, but now it's French toast.
Yeah, I feel like IHOP wouldn't let you survive long if you were a pancake place.
I know. I feel like I do just fine. I mean, like pancake breakfast place. Yeah. And then add some French. Now I added French. Now serving French toast as well.
Oh, as well. I thought you were going to switch from a pancake primary to a French toast primary, which would be lit.
Yeah, that would be pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie. I would still eat there. Like I would eat at any place I went. If IHOP went to the International House of French Toast instead of the International House of Pancakes, I'd still eat there.
about the International House of French Toast Sticks.
Exactly. We were
New thing.
me and Fable were just talking about my restaurant underneath the stairs.
I hopped. That's what we're gonna name it.
I hopped. Yes. I hopped.
International House of French Toast.
Now Briggs is here. Wave hi to the people. Excuse me.
Snore to the people.
No, we were just talking about snoring earlier. Or there yet. Which, by the way, reference to Jimmy Neutron, for those of you who don't know.
Alright, let's
get started. It has been a while, hasn't it? But now it's summer, indeed. I can't play Dauntless because I was the 10,000th on queue. Holy crap. Winter, if you watch Bethesda E3 showcase on Twitch and have the Twitch linked to ESO, you will get a mount for 5 crown crates. Nice.
I ran
It's
into
the Sunday.
Douche
Dr. Call, Brain Blast!
He stopped by at work.
Who did?
Douche Magoo.
Douche Magoo?
Voided Kage.
Yeah.
He stopped in. Again. I was like, are you going to be there tonight?
If he gets a mount, he would never use it. I would still use it.
I think next month.
About to say, the only reason why I haven't played ESO in the last 2 weeks is because I've been trying to play catch up with recordings.
In the world and participate and just be friends with your friends.
I've been playing catch up with recordings, and a lot of people have been wanting to do some collaborations between Dead by Daylight with Xlord and Dual Net.
We need more videos.
And yeah, about to say, actually, I'm super excited. I'm actually super excited. I got some videos edited, ready to go. They're going to be posting this week. Yeah.
Are they the Diablo 3 ones?
One of them is the Diablo 3 video.
Thank you, Jesus!
For those of you who don't know, I do collaboration videos with Briggs a lot. And the thing is, we have a channel for that. It's just that I haven't been posting them because I've been too busy recording, editing, and streaming.
It's only been like a year.
I know, but
It's only been a year.
But the best part is, dude, I got Layers of Fear 2. Yes.
Wait, I forgot you told me there was a second.
Yeah, and it came out, and I got it.
Well, I need to.
Now we're going to play it.
But first, we have to finish Inheritance.
Yeah, we have to finish Inheritance.
And Diablo 3!
Yeah!
I yelled really loud. Riku can never play. Excuse me, Winter, but will you be finishing up that croissant? Maybe. Are you going to finish that croissant?
Croissant?
Yeah, true, but that one time we played was a dream. We had it and never really happened. It happened. I yelled as loud as I could and I put a gun to my head. Yikes!
Wrong game.
Wrong game. It's okay. I gotta ask this guy over here if he wants to do one too.
Do one what?
Nuzlocke Soul Link.
That would be awesome. I just need to figure out how to do it. Winter and Abby are going to have their wedding reception in the restaurant under the stairs.
No.
But it would be nice. I mean, it would be a good way for us to advertise the restaurant under the stairs.
No, not for streaming. Just
No.
funsies.
Oh no, I know. But I mean, like
For
how
funsies.
we would have to determine what game we want to play and how we would want
me
to do
and
it.
Travis already decided which one we're doing for us.
Attempt number 2.
Attempt number 2 because we forgot about the noodles.
Oh my God, Clap! Yes, I was just thinking something similar to that.
What?
The name of the restaurant is Ruts.
Attempt number 1 didn't count.
I was
It always counts.
I say Ruts. Restaurant under the stairs. Oh my God, yes. I love it.
Struts?
No, a restaurant named Ruts. Restaurant under the stairs.
That one's not bad. Actually, that one's terrible.
You have about 10 years of hot, 20 years of not bad, and then 10 years of was that smell coming from me or you?
Passion something.
Passion Tango.
I was say also, Winter, I have updated my game so much I'm not even close to half finishing it. There is gonna be many vehicles in a story as well as Rock Choose the Future. Awesome. Has game started yet? No, it has not. We are getting started right now as I'm going to be putting chat away. So which means, guys, for the next 45 minutes, I will not be checking the chat.
What's up with the trampoline on the side of that?
It's not a trampoline. It's actually a side table with cup holders
I thought
that I got for like $16.
And look at you being all fancy schmancy.
You're darn right, Fancy.
It was the last one.
It was the last one.
It was the last one, and with my discount.
We were leaving,
and
it was the last one.
Yeah, put us away! Oops, caps. No, it's all good. Let's count 1 minute.
It's slightly still cold.
It is hot as frick outside.
It's actually not bad outside now.
It's just so humid.
Abby, could you keep an eye on the time for me?
Yes, I can.
Just at 1 o'clock.
1:15.
Well, 45 minutes from now.
Yeah, 1:15.
1:15.
Apparently he has drool tomorrow.
Again?
Apparently. That's what he told me.
I just,
Be there.
no, let's not get into that now. So, picking up where we left off last 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
They are actually quite delicious. But we had a discussion how I wasn't going to be making those jokes on stream. No, we both know if I made jokes like that on this stream, people would never let it go.
Winner, make more jokes! Quit being family friendly!
It's not about being family friendly, it's just certain jokes would never die.
That's the point.
Especially if I started talking about having some delicious peanuts out of your can.
Are my nuts a little too salty?
Just a little bit. No, we are mature, more mature than that.
Your giggling says otherwise.
I know.
Delicious.
Okay.
Already went off the wall.
Already, immediately. He had to bring this into this.
I had to.
I know you
Oh,
did.
excuse me, I start stroking my nuts.
Whatever you say, you pathological liar.
Alright. I'm putting a lid on it.
Okay, that one was that was a joke I approve of, and also as much as I would love to say that's a my joke, he was the one who got me into puns in the first place. It goes back and forth between the two of us. If we had a pun off, it would last days.
Yes, I already know this.
And it would be everybody else's punishment.
Funny because punishment.
I know, right? I mean, it would be a really nice pun day.
Alright, you're reaching. Let's stop.
That wasn't reaching that when I actually thought of minutes ago. Any hoozles. So,
ready for use. I like it.
Yeah, indeed.
Meh.
Thunder!
So basically, you guys ended the stream last time at your house resting.
Yes.
I had to say
I believe
because
that's what we were doing, considering half of us were completely drunk.
yeah, half of you guys were completely drunk. Well, you were. Yeah, actually, the three of you were completely drunk.
Yeah, remember, I was rolling my own.
Yeah, you were
side.
you were sloshed.
1, 2, 3.
I had to say Zachariah and Cateus. Zachariah and Cateus were both hammered and like taking each other's clothes off.
That's right.
No, you're doing it wrong.
I had to say Gallagher and Brixton went to town to get some stuff.
Yep, because I wasn't gonna deal with Cateus
and basically, I'm gonna say
Zachariah.
that I'm just gonna go ahead and say that a couple of days have passed and you guys have been resting. Mostly because the fact that you guys could definitely still do shopping and all that stuff, but I do have plenty more side missions to do, but I feel like those would be quests later on in the story.
Yay, later on in the story, not today.
Not today.
Main quest.
Back on to main quest time. Which you guys chose to, you guys were obligated to do this mission because you guys signed up for it, Gallagher volunteered, you were asked to do it because of your armor, and Zachariah did it because he feels like you guys could use help. But before we get started, just for all you guys at home trying to remember who all the characters are, as the DM, I don't necessarily have a character. I don't necessarily play a character, except for I will be controlling Zachariah. I'll be controlling Zachariah, the fighter that these guys friended, and Gallagher Frost, the group's healer. Basically, just making sure that they stay alive. Of course, Abby, and your character,
Brixton Diamond Dew.
and your
Hi.
class.
High Elf Wizard.
And Fable T.
I am Cateus Tiscari, and now an Eldritch Knight. which is a level 3 fighter.
And then last but not least, Briggs.
Not doing this again.
Do it. Just do it.
You can't mute.
Just do it.
I am Sniffles McSnuffleupagus.
Dang, that should have been your character.
The fifth!
Yes, the fifth.
But he's actually the third.
Dude, actually, you should totally write that name down. Yeah, backup character.
Backup character, that's not my notebook. It
No.
fell. It fell and I was like, what is
Yeah.
that? No way.
While he's writing that down, his character is actually Billy Bob Joe Bob Jr., and he is a barbarian dwarf.
I'm a thingamajig that does the
Oh, and he
stuff.
also has 2 pets.
Oh, yes. Derpy! I love
I was
Derpy.
gonna say 2 pets, but
Kobold
Derpy. Forgot
named
about that.
Draco.
Draco the kobold and Derpy the horse. I still can't.
I love Derpy, my horse is Derpy, Derpy, Derpy.
How to say
The only horse that wasn't scared during that whole kerfuffle.
That's because he was ignorant of the world.
He was trying to eat a post.
The sad part is, the more I think about Derpy the horse, the more I think about Hey Hey from Moana.
Hey,
Here's the
hey!
hey hey.
Long snack!
The fact that Hey Hey tried to eat a rock and now Derpy tried to eat a post.
Derpy needs to sound like a chicken, not an actual horse.
and apparently...
Or a donkey.
And
Instead of going, "Nee," he goes, "Wee snaw."
He sounds like... Your horse sounds like Donkey. And in the morning, I'm making waffles. It sounds like Eddie Murphy.
What should I say?
Snuffles.
Sniffle, sniffleupagus.
Exactly.
There you go.
Write that down. So anyways, you guys were given a task near the beginning by the way, on episode 1, they were given a task to to join Regis and his crew to stop a sort of thievery that's been happening. Mm-hmm. And they must get to the bottom of this.
We must get to the bottom of the
You
So
two
it just happened in 1 week. Oh my god.
I know.
What happened?
This sounds crazy.
Well,
For sure.
you gotta remember the world that you guys are in.
I know.
But to say, you guys are lucky. This
Actually,
is
I don't know. Catasis.
Catatus is very oblivious, but you know what this world is like.
Mm-hmm.
Your character knows.
I've never been on a boat before. Let's go.
This would be your first time on a boat, actually.
Yeah.
I was
gonna be scared.
Well, at least your first time on a
Yeah,
ship.
on a ship on the ocean. I've never seen the ocean. I've seen a lake.
You've
I'm
seen-
on a boat! I'm on a boat!
Never seen it.
The sad part is the name of this stream is "We're on a Boat." Bring on the memes.
All of them moms.
Still,
All of them.
the morning. It's early morning when you are.
Is it?
Yes, it's early morning when you guys are summoned to.
Well, it is tomorrow.
Exactly. You guys are summoned to the docks to meet Regis, and as you guys are going on this mission. You don't know when you will return.
It is a hat.
Is there any last minute things you guys want to do before you leave the town of Crestic?
Drink a beer.
I think I got all my
We're good.
weapons.
Oh no, we're going to the sea. Hold on, drop the beer, grab an ale. There we go.
Huh! That's a waste of a beer. Got my ale.
Oh, the sun's
Got
going
the
down. Now I can, the sun's going down. Now I can drop my daytime drink and pull up my nighttime drink.
Got my rum. Why is the rum gone?
It's just like, no, I'm drinking
Oh.
ale. Now you're a pirate.
That's why.
Then you join the pirates. I can't be drinking ale. Rum!
Why is the rum always gone? Sways. Oh, that's why.
Why is the rum gone?
Why is the rum gone? Why is the rum gone?
Anywhoozles. Is there anything you guys want to do in town before you leave on this mission?
Nope, I'm already on the boat.
I think in the stream before last, I mentioned buying a monkey.
Oh yes, you were going
Yes.
to go meet.
Yep.
You did mention that you were going to go talk to.
want a
Name escapes me right offhand. You're going to go talk to Tekmar Zold, the tamer of animals.
So what?
Tekmar Zold, the tamer of animals.
Tekmar Zold. Yes.
You've already met him before, as you were asking him questions about the phoenix.
Yes.
You got to remember, one I stole.
Yep.
After slaughtering its entire family, and then the other one was given to me.
Well,
Have a bag down here.
the more you explain how you got your pet,
It's like, it's okay, little buddy.
he tried to escape you, and you just held him.
I know you. I love you.
I just imagine you're a 5-year-old who found like a cat or something, and the cat wants to leave, and you can start hugging him harder.
Mom, can I keep it?
Oh my God! What is that?
Oh yeah, just like all the dogs are adorable, except for that one. What is that?
Thing?
What is
It's
that?
a dog, I think.
I don't know. We just found it.
Dead this morning.
It was dead this morning.
It was dead. I think.
I love how we all got this reference.
To
And
the man with the stings.
it is early morning, but you do see that Tekmar is out and about because he is feeding animals. He is like I believe, yes, he is the only tiefling in town.
Ho there, Tekmar!
Good morning.
I didn't mean to scare you there.
God, you shouldn't scare me like that, man. I was feeding the animals.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's like, do you not see the birds here? Do you see this giant bird right here? As he points to a cockatrice. If you startle this bird, it could turn you to stone.
I'm pretty sure it saw me.
Now, if you startled it, it could turn you to stone.
It startled you.
I know, but if you startle me, I can accidentally startle him. And if you startle him, things go bad.
Oh. Sorry.
Things go purple. I'm wasting all of the 10 minutes.
I just want to point out that he has a pet cockatrice.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's terrifying. That's a dangerous thing to have.
You're technically
Yeah.
metagaming.
But at the same time, there are
We're
plenty
not
of
there.
lords that would pay to have an exotic, dangerous animal.
Oh yeah. Including myself, but I'm not a lord.
I was saying, including all of the rich people in the world who own pet tigers and lions. Y'all a bunch of idiots.
Y'all a bunch of douche canoes.
Y'all a bunch of idiots. That'd be terrible. Why would you want a pet bear?
I don't know. Because it'd be cuddly.
If you were a warrior, and if you were a warrior or a tamer of animals, I could see
I'm
that.
kidding. I don't want.
But
Because when it's
in
I
reality,
don't want a pet bear. I'm kidding.
it's kind of like that episode of Grey's Anatomy where that person had a pet lion.
Oh, good lord.
Anyways,
No.
Tekmar.
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 Yes.
Continue.
Tekmar wants a Tic Tac.
I'm looking for a companion for my journeys.
A companion.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then the
well,
lion was roaming around New York or Seattle.
Exactly. We have plenty of smaller creatures. If you're looking for a bigger creature, I mean.
Let's browse.
But I say he starts showing you around some of like the basic animals that you would see. Some bird companions, a couple of like lizards. You see a couple of kobolds in cages.
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. Mine just sits
He shows
there.
you a couple spiders. He shows you. I love how Abby's reaction is like, no.
We're not doing the spider
in the
thing.
dark caves, you see a couple of bats. Or like the dark cages, you see some bats.
They're
What else you got?
dark.
He shows you to he brings you into a hut that he has, but it's a lot bigger on the inside than the outside. As in a lot bigger, I mean like the outside looks like a normal tent, but on the inside it looks like a freaking giant.
Magic.
It looks like a giant zoo.
Okay.
It's kind of like the tents in
He's
Harry
like,
Potter.
exactly. Basically, he brings you in. He explains, "Oh, don't worry. I had the mayor help me set this up so that way I could keep more exotic pets. Plus, some of these creatures are actually used for studying as well." As he points to a couple of as you see a two-headed dog, like right over there.
Fluffy.
I say some of these creatures aren't.
Fluffy had 3 heads.
Some of these creatures aren't normal, and in fact, some of these species are actually new to the world. And
New to the world?
yeah, like people have never discovered some of these before, so they have to be documented. Like this two-headed dog here. This creature has never existed before. That we've always heard of hellhounds and 3-headed dogs, but we've never heard of a 2-headed dog before. We don't know if this was a magic mutation that happened during when the world started being overtaken by monsters, or maybe it was some kind of inbreeding accident. Who knows? But its species isn't on record.
What else he got that needs to be studied?
Let's see. He leads you over to this.
It's almost like a two-headed shark.
He leads you over to this cage that off in the distance. It looks like it's it looks like it's above the ground. Like it's kind of like a. You imagine like what a cat post would look like if you tried to climb up it. Picture it like that, except for then there's a cage, and inside it you see this like primitive primate-looking creature, but it has like bird wings.
A monkey with wings.
It has like feathers going down its back. But like the rest of it looks like a standard, like it kind of looks like it's spider monkey-ish. But it kind of looks like it has like parrot wings, but not like it's not like his arms are the wings. It looks like he has parrot wings attached to his back as well as like his primitive arms.
Neat.
We don't know what this is exactly. But it looks like some of the monkeys that we've seen in some of the jungle areas farther south. But it seems to be like someone genetically mutated a monkey and a bird together. But it doesn't look like there was any magical doings to it, as if this creature was born naturally. The Feywilds have gotten pretty wild as of years because of the fact that the magic has become completely unpredictable at this point.
What else do you have?
Oh, take a look. And he shows you a couple of reptiles. He shows you a couple of reptiles that. But they look like they have They look like they have gills as well as the kind of like weird little dragon wings. Not like wings for flying, but more like wings that would help them swim.
Okay.
He shows you a couple of
like fins.
Yeah, like fins. Actually, I wrote down a couple of these.
Interesting.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Some of the rarer creatures that he happens to have a turtle-shelled rhino.
No thanks. Don't think they'd like it if I just randomly showed up on a boat with a turtle-shelled rhino.
We're on a boat!
Guys, he's part turtle, this helps, right? He's a rhino. And a turtle. See? Shell.
So it's a turtle rhino?
No.
Or
You see a couple.
Rhino.
He shows you a couple of chimeras, but like these are like just mixed breed creatures.
It's a turtlina.
Like Full Metal Alchemist chimeras, not like chimera.
Oh.
No, we are not making.
You're sick.
No.
And sorry to go off topic, but I'm gonna forget if I don't say this now. At the tournaments in Wisconsin, I saw some when I was sitting with you and we were playing Pokemon Coliseum. I saw somebody with a Full Metal Alchemist T-shirt on, and it had the little girl and the dog doing the fusion ha dance inside of the transmutation circle, and I was like, "Oh my god, that is awesome!" But it makes me sad.
I agree.
It was like all cartoony. And they're like, "Yeah."
Only the people who watch Full Metal Alchemist the anime would know that reference.
Anyways, yeah. What else you got? You got chimeras.
Yeah.
You got a bird monkey.
He
got
looks
a two-headed dog.
He looks at you and he's just like, but just be careful with the chimeras. We don't fully understand their magical abilities. He kind of shows you a couple of burn marks on his fingers. Yeah, didn't know a couple of them had a little bit of fire to their fangs.
I think I'll pass on that one. I'm going on a boat.
On a boat, you say? What were you looking for? An aquatic creature, maybe? A flying creature?
I'm not sure. Just some sort of companion, I guess.
Were you looking for convenience, or were you looking for...
Dude, my friend has...
Exploring my options. Feeling it out.
He shows you to a couple of flamboyant birds.
Seagulls.
I
got a flamboyant bird.
Mine.
Look at this flamboyant bird.
A pelican.
Here, look at this elegant bird. He picks up a frog. Ribbit.
Glues some feathers onto it. Throws it at the water. See, it floats.
You see the backside. You see the backside of an elephant.
I'm going on a boat.
It turns around. You see the head of a fly on it.
What? Harrow.
Like I said, some of these creatures are just out of this world. We don't know.
Harrow.
How about that? How about this creature? As he comes over and he shows you a cat. It looks like a black cat kind of similar to a like a Fey Panther. Except for you see that it has like some kind of like reptilian wings on its back, but it's like curled up to his skin. It kind of looks at you with like greenish eyes.
Meow at it.
It kind of turns its head and meows back at you.
Meow.
No, it's not the cat from Fable. Fairy Tale, sorry.
From Fable Tale.
From Fable Tale, from Fairy Tale. It releases a meow and it kind of has this weird echo to it. Meow. Oh, sorry. Meow, mother.
Okay, this one's
interesting.
This cat's played by
Samuel Jackson.
You see it fly up to the cage, the edge of the cage, and so it stares at you.
Poke my finger at it.
It doesn't seem bothered by you trying to poke at it.
Can I pet it?
You can pet it if you want.
I'm trying to.
Tekmar kind of looks at you, just be careful though. You always want to be careful with animals.
Oh, I know.
You pet it, and it doesn't seem to mind you petting it at all.
That wasn't so cheap.
It just keeps looking at you and says, "Food."
It spoke words.
Yeah, it spoke a word at you.
Oh my god.
Food.
Food. Meow.
What is this? What is this?
He kind of leans over and he gives you a little piece of dried fish. You see its tongue comes out, and it kind of looks like a snake's tongue as it wraps around it.
That's cool.
It wraps around the food and pulls it in. It just kind of looks at you.
Interesting. What else do you have? Just for knowledge's sake.
The cat looks at you like, "What? I'm not enough."
I'm just curious.
I know. I'm just kidding. You walk down. You see, it's like, "Hey, let me out of here!"
You have people.
No, not people. As he looks over, as he points over, do you see a goblin in a cage? But you see that has bat wings.
I think we should leave that goblin in the cage.
She's like, "No, you should let me out. That's what you should do."
That goblin is pretty boss.
Takmar walks over. Oh, don't mind Ezekiel. He's just annoying.
Okay, bye Ezekiel.
Screw you! But you see Tekmar walk over, tap the cage. All of a sudden,
Nifty. Soundproof bars.
it's a magic enchantment on the cage. It silences whatever's inside it.
That's pretty amused.
Well, when you have the mayor helping you study creatures and everything, and you're a person who has an absolute interest in studying creatures, as well as finding out eating habits, habitual needs, learning mating habits and all that stuff. I've always been interested in animals.
All right.
Moving on.
What else you got?
He goes on to show you a couple more reptiles that some of them have some really odd abilities. Like there's an iguana that has ice abilities.
Ooh.
Let's see, you see.
Arctic iguana.
The sad part is I get that reference, and I'm really shocked that you still remember that. For shame, proud of you.
Shame, proud.
I'm
so conflicted.
He shows you a couple of dogs, like smaller dogs, but one of them sneezes and turns invisible.
That'd be really inconvenient. Okay.
But it sneezes again and it turns back visible again. He looks at you. The Tekmar looks at you. He can do that by will. I can command him to do that.
Oh.
Watch. And you see the dog looks at him and just.
Turns invisible on command?
Yep.
Okay, I thought it was gonna
then
sneeze and then turn invisible.
And then he snapped again, and the dog turned visible again. The sneezing is more like the dog can't control the invisibility. So whenever he sneezes, he turns back. He turns invisible or turns visible.
So it's something.
It's kind of like the reflex of an animal when it sneezes and or other bodily functions.
All right. Anyways,
Moving on. Aside from that, he shows you a couple regular monkeys that they have.
Regular
say regular monkeys, a couple of vampiric monkeys.
Oh.
Again, we're going on about.
Why not?
He looks at you and says, "Hey, I study all creatures." Not
I
just-"
know. This is a lot, though.
He shows you a gorilla.
No.
He shows you a couple. And he's like, "Oh, so you're just looking for nothing but like short creatures?"
Yeah, it's smaller. I mean, I'm going on a boat, so.
Well, you said to show you creatures.
True.
And,
True.
and,
I'm interested.
and I never showed you the elephant. We just passed by its cage.
Oh, true. Kind of hard to miss.
It's kind of hard to miss the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Animal puns.
Alright, what else you got?
Alright, so he continues on. Let's see, actually, I'm going to turn the page here.
Cuddly and
Careful
useful.
with your glass.
It's empty.
Oh, I don't care. Still be careful.
I live for danger. He shows you a couple of foxes that have multiple tails. And he points out that each of these creatures actually have different powers depending on their tails. They're a new species that I've been studying.
Kind of want the cat.
I know, I'm torn.
We haven't studied the full abilities of their powers as well. That's just it. Like we have 1 through 9 tails, 9-tailed foxes.
I want the night.
Hey, I can make anime references. I'm allowed to.
And Kurama.
Alright, what else you got?
I was say, aside from the foxes, the monkeys, we have a spider monkeys. As he shows you some arachnic monkeys. It just seemed like the proper name for them.
Yeah, I
Put some visualizations on that. Picture the body of a monkey, the head of a spider, but it also has multiple legs.
Like a centaur, but spider and monkey.
Nope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an actual spider monkey, but not an actual spider.
Alright.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of stole that one from Spy Kids 2.
There you go.
And Hoozles. Moving on from that, there's a couple of interesting breeds of horses that he has. He's not really showing you these. Some of the bigger animals, you're kind of just passing them by.
Yeah.
But there's some interesting breeds of horses that seem to have like nightmarish effects. Like
I've seen a nightmare horse before.
yeah, no, you see some nightmares, but then you see some other creatures that are similar to nightmares, but they're different.
Oh, nightmares.
Like,
Oh, okay.
but you've seen nightmares before.
Yeah.
Mystic Mountain is not a weird place of mystic creatures, but you've never truly seen a skeleton horse before.
Ooh, no.
An actual living undead horse.
What do you eat?
Nope.
I say he's like, actually, the creature eats ash.
Oh, weird.
But to say it's an interesting diet, but it really seems to like
my house. It's still an ashes over there in that direction.
fresh ash.
Oh, here.
I say it's an interesting species of horse. I found it on one of my travels. It just followed me.
It's just like you.
That's ominous.
A little, but it's more like based on my study of the creature, it seems to more like it mourns its own loss. It's as if it was a nightmare, but like habitually learned after death. All it really seeks is companionship.
I kind of like that.
Alright.
But I like derpy too.
I say, continuing on.
We'll ride this one on one day and this one on the other. I don't need any.
Turn Derpy into a nightmare.
Come here, derpy.
That'd be scary.
That'd be terrifying. Derpy is actually a unicorn.
Like, I can imagine, just a nightmare running at you. That'd be kind of badass, or flying at you or whatever. But imagine a nightmare just like rolling at you. Like a poltergeisty and whatnot.
Why should derpy be a nightmare?
Because
You
I'm
can
not
work
going
on
to.
that.
I'm about to say.
I will work on this and it'll be a
I was saying
thing.
nightmares are initially created by Pegasi, but technically you could create nightmares via magical rituals. So it's a little harsh, very dark, but you can do it.
End game goals. Derpy becomes dope as fuck.
All right. Anyway, you pass by. He shows you He shows you some sloths,
No.
but they're not slow. In fact, they're the opposite. They're incredibly.
Really,
they're-
no.
You see a sloth hanging from a tree. All of a sudden, it's at the top of the tree.
No.
No, bro,
Okay.
no. That
just
Cyclops
creepy
can
in
just.
itself.
You also see a
stay
sloth.
there.
You also see a sloth hanging out at the trunk of the tree, like wearing a hat and sunglasses.
That is cool. Thumb pass. Wait, they have sunglasses?
Well, they have like they have lenses.
Sun lenses.
He looks at you and he's just like, we don't know how it got there. This sloth seems to have the ability to teleport things.
No.
Hard pass.
I'm just gonna walk away.
I say, continuing on, he shows you some koalas that seem to have some irregularities, some mutations. God, that one.
Stop it anytime.
I just say this is actually like the last page I have, so there are a few more that I was interested to see where you would go with this.
I'm
He has
curious.
a couple.
I like my options.
He has a couple of small dinosaurs. Not like Rexes or anything. More like what Velociraptors really are, like the small little creatures that eat eggs.
We already got a...
But you see a couple of them that have sharper teeth than they should, and they have and they have like blood red eyes. We call them blood moon raptors. They're weird.
Sounds appropriate.
But I say the ironic thing is they're vegetarians.
Oh.
As he
Why do
tries.
they have sharp teeth?
Mow down trees, maybe? I don't know.
Well, they also like to chew on trees, so it's like
tree
not like
delicious.
it's not that they eat trees. It's
I know
more
where
like
beavers came from.
it's like it's not like they eat trees. It's more like they sharpen their teeth on them. I think he kind of grabs a stick. He's like, I think it's for defensive purposes.
That makes sense.
He kind of throws the stick in, and the raptors kind of start tugging on it with each other. They're not
Okay.
they're not aggressive by nature, which is really weird.
Alright, what else you got?
I don't
Taking
know.
the time to write all these down, and you're just like, oh, whatever, just moving on.
Well, I'm
I know, I'm just saying.
just think if I went like, woo, yeah, this one, the first one.
Oh no,
yeah!
I know. I'm just saying,
no
like
idea what else there is.
he talks about and like showing you all the details and everything, like stuff I spent like an hour doing. Just like talking about like their habitual rabbit habits and everything, and like why they're like these weird hybrids are there. His theories and hypothesis.
I'm gonna come back and check this place out.
He
I'll
went.
tell you all about it when I get there.
Okay. Metagaming, I forgot.
He shows you a couple imps,
Couple what?
a couple imps,
Impish little bastards.
but they seem to act more like they're acting more like lemurs than they are like regular imps.
It's the ultimate trick.
He looks at you. He's like, we have tested these creatures so much. They hold no magical abilities.
Really?
Yeah, these are non-magical imps,
That's weird.
but they hold the same characteristics as like weird monkeys. But you do notice that they don't have like the devil tails like they normally do. It's more like a fuzzy tail, kind of like a lemur. I say they are very good and very capable at handling tools, but.
Really?
Indeed. Well, I've run a couple of tests with them because of the fact that they're non-magical, and basically they've shown that they have the ability to use basic tools. Screwdrivers, hammers, all that stuff, they know how to use them.
So sweet.
I say I'm not going to even attempt to try to see if they can use lockpicks because I don't want them to escape.
Here you go, buddy.
I don't want to use magical enchantments to lock their cage.
Quite a lot of animals. How many are left?
We got a couple of bigger animals that I don't keep in here, as he points to a little door. That's a door that actually goes to another dimension.
Oh, no thanks.
That's where we hold the biggest creatures that I'm studying, and I wouldn't take you in there because the creatures in there are too dangerous to be around.
Makes sense.
Gotta say, especially considering the fact that one of them is a dragon.
Oh.
Yeah, talk about a weird dragon. We're talking about a weird dragon. Picture a dragon a normal size, but it has the same emotions and thoughts as a cat.
Dude, cat dragon. I want it.
Name it Fluffy.
Add on to that, it also has multiple elemental abilities. Whereas normally a dragon only has one. But this dragon seems to be able to conjure fire, ice, and lightning.
Ooh. It is the offspring of Tiamat.
I was about to say, he's like, we theorized that maybe it has the same genetic strand as something like Tiamat, the dragon god, but we don't know. That's why I keep him in another dimension.
Very wise.
Let's see. Could you imagine me trying to hold a dragon? And this isn't a normal dragon. This is like a adult dragon, not quite an ancient dragon, but an adult dragon that acts like this.
All right.
But I say there are other creatures in there. We're not going to talk about that, but we do. I do have a few more. I have 2 more for you that if you're interested.
Okay.
As he kind of brings you over, he shows you a couple other like small creatures. Again, mostly just like lizards and stuff. Creatures that can be easily found in jungles. But I say he brings you over to this weird-looking raccoon.
A raccoon.
He's like, he looks at you and he's like, "Careful around this raccoon."
Yep.
Well, while I have taken the time to study him, and he's mostly harmless, he does have a couple of things that are quite dangerous. As the raccoon kind of turns on you, you can see quills on its back.
Ouch.
Those are
Porcupine
only...
raccoon.
They're actually soft unless he hardens them. The creature can harden them on command.
Porcupine raccoon.
But I say, otherwise they're actually surprisingly soft. But be careful though. I learned this the hard way. Once he does harden them, they are filled with a neurotoxin.
Oh, that is fantastic.
They're basically it can paralyze you.
Yeah.
But ironically, the creature doesn't eat like humans. It's a defense mechanism so that it can get away.
Just like with porcupine.
Except for porcupines don't have neurotoxins.
And the last one?
The last one, as he kind of blinks away, as he kind of walks away from that, he's like, "Okay, I'll show you this one." But this one's strange in a different way. And I do advise you, don't look into this creature's eyes.
It's either a porky coon or a raccoon.
As he brings you over, he shows you
Coon time.
what looks like
Pine coon.
he shows you a little box, like a little cage, probably about this big. As he opens up the cage, he lets out a little whistle, and all of a sudden you see like what you would assume is kind of like a little gator, but it also kind of looks like it was crossed with a pseudo dragon. So like a cat-sized dragon, but mixed with a gator.
Okay.
This creature, I have not even given it a name yet. I've only had it for a few weeks now. Based on what I've studied on it, it's mostly harmless. It eats little bits of meat.
You know what happens if you look in its eyes?
It seems to have some kind of hypnotic effect.
Oh, that's dangerous.
But to say, I've only seen it happen once, and it was not on me. It was on one of my assistants. It didn't make it do anything dangerous or anything. Like the creature didn't force it to do anything. It's more like as soon as it saw it, it's as if my assistant was paralyzed. Not in a sense of like, oh, he's in danger, but more like he didn't want to move.
Huh.
Now I'm good, brush. Stay.
It's a kind of a mental trick.
Genjutsu.
I think the creature has it to maybe ward off bigger predators.
Perhaps.
But it's not a feature that either a pseudo dragon or an alligator would have.
It's a gator. It's a dragator. Dragator.
Well, I'm torn between the weird reptile cat thing or one of the fox. Foxes.
He puts the pseudo gator back in its cage. Just like, and then he puts like a little cloth over it. Safety precautions. So you're interested in either what I haven't given the cat creature a name yet. I've had him for a few months now, but I haven't even given the species a name. It's like some kind of cat dragon.
Cat dragon.
It has some magical abilities.
Dracat.
It's interesting.
But you said these creatures all need more study?
Yes, I've been meaning to. The thing is, most of the time I mostly have specific guards test out some of these creatures, like bring them to certain locations, see how they react, control the locations where I would have the mayor or maybe a local wizard entrap the creature in a certain area so it couldn't escape. Most of these creatures are tamed. I've gone through the trouble of taming these creatures to obey certain commands. But sometimes these creatures have, like, if you bring them into their natural habitat, obviously their instincts start kicking in. We have no idea where these creatures came from. Some of these creatures came from. This cat dragon creature, I've taken out before, and I did it personally. I gotta say, they seem to react fine in all areas. They seem to really like the jungles, though.
What about the open?
Where would it go in open water?
Places, man.
Oh, the places you'll go.
The places you'll see.
And the fox.
The foxes are unique. Each creature, depending on the number of tails, gives it a different ability. But I say mostly elemental abilities, similar to kind of like dragons, but some of them have some really weird effects. He shows you like 1 through 4, like the basic fire, water, lightning, and like earth-like abilities. He gets to 5, and he shows you that the creature can alter its visibility, so it's kind of like camouflage.
That's pretty cool.
The 6 tails has the ability to change colors on a whim. The seven-tailed fox seemed to have the ability to like extend its claws to climb things easier, like being able to climb up walls, like actual like non-grabbable walls.
Gotcha, bro.
I know. I just want to make sure that that's passed across, not just like, oh, he can climb a wall. It's like, no, I mean like he can climb flat surfaces. Like his claws seem to be able to dig deeper into things. The 8-tails seems to have the ability to sprout wings, but these are like angelic wings.
Bubble.
It can use bubble beam.
He goes to the 9-tails. He's like, okay, this one is particularly dangerous because the thing is, its powers are a little bit of a mystery to me. It's shown it has multiple abilities. But the most dangerous one of them all seems to be it can like lay down pieces of magic. Like bits of physical magic. The only thing is magic's fickle, but most of the time it explodes. Because the fact that it only does it when it's threatened. But when it does, you don't want to touch the magic. Wherever you are. Either get a distance away and then probably like shoot an arrow at it, maybe, to destroy it. Or just abandon it altogether and never return. Because you sir don't want to touch this magic.
Imagine if it threw the magic at someone.
It hasn't shown signs of being able to shoot the magic. It seems to only be able to drop the magic. It seems like I'm assuming it's some kind of territorial thing? That's what I would assume that ability is for.
That's a wicked bombs, bro.
But I say, these creatures exhibit unique abilities all on their own.
I propose something.
Yes.
I would like to assist you in your research, sir. For I am most intrigued.
Fair. I'm always interested in having some people experiment, helping with my experiments.
Yes. But I have to leave on a journey.
He taps his chin for a minute. Oh, I know what to do. He disappears for a second. He actually goes through the door. The door that he told you that leads to the dimension of different creatures. A 2-way notebook.
That's actually pretty cool.
What this does is basically, whenever you write in this notebook, will mimic onto my notebook. But I say, it's not exactly
text message.
It's not exactly good for messaging one another, but it's good for recording information.
There you go.
I've actually used this tactic. I've actually learned how to manipulate the spell so that way I can copy books.
Very cool.
It has saved a lot of people a lot of trouble, trust me, especially wizards. How do you think I was able to afford all this?
Well,
Granted, that was before the Great War.
your cat. How old is your cat?
Oh, the cat.
Approximately.
Based on my research and my study of the creature, I've had him for a few months now. I'd probably say, based on the creature's habitual habits, the way he reacts in nature, I'd probably say his age is between 3 and 5.
Okay. How big would you say this thing's gonna get?
That's hard to say.
No idea.
That's just it.
Possibly.
This fake creature is based on the way I've been able to track its abilities. It has specks of fey magic. So it can go from being small and it can stay small forever, or it could get bigger. Or maybe, for all we know, it has the ability to control its size.
That'd be neat. Studies yet to
Exactly.
be done.
This is why I am paid to study these creatures.
Well, I would like to study that feline reptile thing. And perhaps create a companion out of it.
I think that can be arranged. Based on everything that you and your friends have proven in this town, and how much you've helped us in the past week, as compared to what some of these guards have been doing for these past few years.
Yeah, their captain, I tell you what. Oh man, where do they find that guy?
He kind of looks at you Tell me about it.
Oh,
How many times I've been arrested?
no.
More than I would be willing to say.
We saw this guy walk into a room and get eaten. Flat up eat.
Strip told him, hey man, don't go in there yet. I'm captain of the guards! Guarding the town! In the most captain way fashion of things.
And I just imagine in a cartoon fashion, door opens, like a tongue comes through, or like multiple fingers.
I've got this.
I don't got this! Out the window.
Anyways, yes.
How to say? In that case, allow me to show you a few tricks that I've been. One of the tricks I've used to control the creature. He opens the cage, and the cat reptile creature comes out.
Meow.
And he's like, and he looks at you, and he goes like this. Watch. You see the creature kind of take a lay down. He kind of lifts his fingers up, like to his pointer and middle finger up, and the cat rises up to a sitting position.
Okay.
You see him kind of hold out his hand and do a circular kind of motion with his finger, and then he points at a direction.
How did that go again?
I say it just goes like this.
Oh, okay.
And he points at a direction, and the cat goes that way. I say that's how I tell the cat to be able to go from one location to another. It gets a little difficult with trajectory sometimes, but as long as you point in the direction, the cat kind of understands. This is one of the... Now we're going to get into some of the trickier stuff. Based on its powers. For starters, one, its hiding abilities. If you want him to hide, you need to be putting your forefingers at your palm. And just kind of give it a twist of the hand, and just like that, and the cat will hide.
Okay.
As he shows you, you go like this. The cat actually flies up to the cages, and within moments you don't see him. You could roll a die 20 in perception to try to see if you could find him.
Okay.
Very.
Pull my leg a little bit. Twist my arm. You said perception?
Yep.
Yeah.
13.
You don't see it.
As I said,
Convenient.
as I said, just what there?
It's somewhere in here.
It's
Now, if you want to call it back, all you gotta do is go like this and give it a small whistle. So just snap, and you see the cat reptile fly back down to your feet. Now, this is the most dangerous one. This is only in case of an emergency. He looks at the cat. Poof. All of a sudden, you see the creature.
He said poof?
Yep, he said poof, and you see the creature open its mouth, and you can see fire.
You can breathe fire?
More like little, like, bolts of fire.
It's like
As he goes,
fireball.
points at him and points at a little like coat rack kind of thing, and all of a sudden you see a little ball of fire come out and hits it. It ignites in a matter of seconds. But it seems like it's not spreading. It seems like it's only engulfed in the target. Before you ask, I already wrote down how much damage it does.
Like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, as long as with a bunch of other creatures too. Some of those koalas are really weird.
I'm coming
Koalas are
back
weird in
for...
general.
I know, but some of them some of them have really weird mutations. How I designed that is I looked online at some weird mutations I looked at some magical stuff, and then I looked at creatures, and I started rolling dice. And then I used like counterbalances on creatures that are in the monster manual to determine how much damage each of the creature's attacks do.
Okay.
I'm definitely coming back to this.
Me too.
But he points at you. He looks at you and he says this. Basically, based on this creature's probably one of the most docile, and that's why I have no problem with you taking him. But just be careful. These creatures, you could never truly understand what they're thinking. Especially this one, who seems to show a little bit of a sign of intelligence.
Oh, it speaks words.
It speaks words. It seems to understand our language. But it can't really speak our language.
I wonder what other languages it can speak.
Well, it's difficult. Fey magic is weird. It's random.
We start speaking Sylvan at it.
It seems to understand you. Like, it bobs its head, as if to understand.
I'm going to ask it if it can speak Sylvan. Will you say something to me in Sylvan?
Food? But you notice that the way he said it was incredibly fluent to the Sylvan language.
I feel like I'm unsure if he knows how to say other things, or if he's just doing that to not let me know entirely what he's capable of.
He looks at the Techmar looks at you. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
that's why these creatures need to be studied. I don't know the full range of their intelligence.
Neat.
I don't know the full range of their powers. Now,
I feel like you and I are going to be taking a trip.
I'm gonna show up onto this boat. Be like, guys, I made a friend. What? Where did you get that? What is that? I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out.
I say he looks at you and he just says, just one thing, and one other thing, just to let you know, this is just some basic health stuff. Like he goes over some of the basic care for the creature. Basically, he says that it doesn't mind water that much. It's not really a big fan of extreme heat.
I feel you.
He really, really likes fish.
He'll be fishing a lot.
That's fine.
He doesn't mind other meats. Not really a veggie or a fruit kind of creature.
Makes sense.
Cat. Give me that meat, son.
He typically goes back and forth between walking and flying. So it may at some point just follow you through via flight rather than via walking.
That's fine. He can do his own thing.
I'm not gonna tie him down or nothing.
And
But
some
like I had to do
and
with
some
my
days,
kobold.
some days its fur is super smooth. Other days it's kind of fluffy.
Ooh, fluffles.
He's like, oh yeah, and one last thing. Sometimes its eyes change from green to blue.
Can you swim?
It can swim, yes.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Based on what I've been able to discover, it's a boy.
It's got holes.
Probably a boy.
But it doesn't really like you trying to look in that area.
Well, no, nothing does.
Dude,
Most
it's
animals
like-
most animals don't care.
Excuse you, that's mine.
I don't come to look at
The
you.
cat kind of just looks at you as if you were making a joke.
I was.
Just
Like you see his eyebrows bob.
He gets me.
I assume this is just kind of the way you are with other animals. Just like you walk and it's just like, isn't that right, Sage?
Yeah, sometimes. She responds to me sometimes
She gets
too.
me.
I walk in there and like if she just look at me, I go like meow, and she goes meow. Last time I go trying to call her over to me, I don't say like come here, kitty, or whatever. I go like meow, meow, and then I hear her go meow from the other room and come running and finds me. It's super fun. It's a lot of fun.
His cat's a screwball, but very adorable.
All my animals are that I've had,
Yes, they are.
but it's great. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, so basically he just goes over all the basic, how to basically take care of the creature. And that it'll mostly take care of itself when it comes to bathing and when it comes to whenever it has to use the bathroom.
Cool.
It's not really a creature that you have to clean up after, unless it destroys something.
Yeah.
It likes to sharpen its claws.
come here, house.
Trees. Anything in particular he likes to sharpen his claws on?
Typically things that be able to hold his claws better. So like trees are probably a good one.
We're sinking!
Some rocks it likes to sharpen his claws on.
Rocks?
Yeah, certain rocks.
What kind of rocks?
He kind of pulls out a little bit of granite.
Okay.
Granite.
Thunder.
Yes.
Let's say they really like these rocks. As he throws it on the ground, and you see the cat just starts playing with it.
Mickey.
Neat.
Ha!
Anyone off the top of your head where I can get some granite?
Oh, I can give you a couple stones if you need them.
That'd be nice.
I keep them for this species.
That'd be swell.
As he hands you three solid stones of granite. You're gonna put it in your pack, not your pocket. put it in my pocket. Your pants fall down.
Alright, cool.
It's already drunk night.
All right, and that should be everything you need to know about the creature.
Alright.
Let's say all you gotta do is if you notice anything with its physiology, any magic, anything that you feel like I should know, just write it in the book, and it'll write down in my book as well.
Neat.
I just like, and he looks at the cat, and he kind of kneels down to the cat, kind of pets it a little bit. All right. It looks like you and me are departing, my friend, but this guy right here, he is your new friend, and he will look after you.
Hi, got a name?
The cat looks at you.
I'm gonna call you Sly. How's that? Does that work?
He kind of bobs his head a little bit.
Alright. Sly.
He extends his wings, flies up a bit. Now he's looking at you directly in the face.
One eyebrow raised for yes, two for no. Sly. Questioning. I'm gonna say it again, Sylvan. Sly it is. Alright.
You see it now it flies around you, and it's now on your back and your shoulder. But you feel its claws digging into your back just a little bit.
I'll get used to it.
You feel a little blood.
Mind over matter. I'm just gonna write down that I'll put claws very sharp, goes through armor.
Noted.
Also put in seems to at least understand Sylvan language and can say food in Sylvan. Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. It seems to be the one word that he's able to use.
Yeah, that's word knowledge. We'll figure it out. Right, Sly? Stroke. That's right.
You hear some slight purring.
Sweet. This is cool.
I say, but you do kind of hear a little bit of a stronger purring coming from this area of his chest. It kind of sounds like it's echoing within his chest.
Just like thunder.
Yes, just
Well, we got you some stones. Let's go find some logs.
bobbing its head. And so you guys leave.
And then we leave.
It's like the only payment I need is that information, so make sure you're filling it out as much as you need.
Can do.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Because all this information is very important in case we run into more creatures like him.
I may be back for more eventually, years down the road.
I will be here.
Cool.
As long as I don't die to a creature that I'm watching. As he kind of, and you think I'm joking, he picks up a boot and you see one of his toes is made of stone. Catching the cockatrice. Not exactly as easy as you think. This was worse. It was at one point my entire foot.
Oh.
Turns out this cockatrice's magic wears off over time.
Good to know. Alright.
Yeah, just stone foot.
So, moving on.
I'm just gonna go out and chop down a tree. I'm gonna go out into outside of town, and I'm going to look at all the trees and start talking with Sly and see what trees he likes and doesn't like.
He seems to like oak a lot. I'd say a little bit. Most of the other trees don't really interest him too much. He could, but the oak its bark seems to catch its claws a lot better.
All right. How's this one, Sly?
Ow.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes.
Yes,
Can you say yes?
he says in Sylvan. Yes.
Sweet. All right. I'm just gonna talk to my cat and Sylvan from now on.
There you go.
And then.
In Sylvan.
Smart. I like it. Alright, I'm just gonna start chopping down this tree and making it a couple...
That doesn't take you too long. You're a fighter. It doesn't take you too long.
Alright.
So we're going to take a small break because we've been doing it for like the last hour.
Has it been an hour?
Almost.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry, you guys.
It's 1:26.
I'm sorry.
You made me go through all my information on this guy's inventory
it's good
of
to
animals.
know.
Like, this is stuff I wrote down on day 1.
Jesus.
I say, I guarantee the chat's like, enough with the animals!
I'm sorry.
We're done hearing about birds and cats and trees and stuff.
I wouldn't chop down a tree.
Bird. Is this one good slide?
It's like, what's this one?
Meow.
Alright.
I know where Briggs and I are going next when we come back.
More mammals.
You don't need any more.
I need all of the companionship. I'm a loner.
Alright, so looking at the chat, I'm kind of late to this. Oh wow, I didn't even get the full chat. I can't go back.
Oh yeah, me too.
I can only go to 12:44. I'm kind of late to this. Stray Cat, welcome to the chat. It's a flurkin, look out. Went on a motherfucking boat. Poor puppy, indeed. Abby, if you can see this, I'm sorry I'm late. Nano, welcome to the chat, my frosty friend. Guys, Danny, welcome to the chat, my frosty friend. I don't think we've met. A dragon who acts like a cat? Pretty sure that's Toothless. I mean, the initial inspiration for his design in my brain is kind of like Toothless, but his powers are different.
They
That's
don't
not much a big
Plus,
dragon.
exactly. Plus, Toothless is a decent-sized dragon, whereas this is more like cat-sized dragon.
No, I think they're referring to the actual big adult dragon that's like a cat.
Oh. You mean like the gigantic dragon that acts like a cat that has multiple powers?
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun writing his stats. You might meet him at one point.
I'm picturing this as like a panther with scales, kind of thing.
Very similar,
And,
yeah.
like, wings that are just kind of.
They're kind of, they're yeah, exactly. It flattens directly into his skin.
Yeah,
It is
like a bug.
Exactly. Kind of like
Ugh.
Stitch's like spine dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Briggs.
Okay, over there, champ?
I found a silverfish in my room. Fun. Did I kill it? Seems legit. Ow, cry. Kill it. I can't though. It's so fast. Squash it. You need a lesson in killing an insect. OP dragon that acts like a cat. Seems legit. It's pretty fast. Otherwise, get some bug spray.
Nice.
That'd be faster. Can they fly? Of course they can. They can't bloody fly. I think they can. Maybe glide. No, they can't. Silverfish don't have wings. Who is in the background talking? I like him.
Wait, what?
I'm about to say that was very well could be Briggs.
There's a lot of people in the background.
I found my desk bug.
Could be
It was
him,
lost.
him,
Now it's dead, and I
her.
kind of feel sad, but I can't feed it little pieces of bread anymore. I was scared.
He said
What?
background. I'm in the
Oh, just
background.
reading some of the comments. Oh, homeless dude. Ninetales Fox? Ninetales. Winter has turned this game into an episode of Naruto. No, I have not. But I did make an anime reference, and that's fine, and that's cool with me. Hope you guys picked up on those anime references, by the way.
No,
I made
not a clue.
multiple.
Of course.
I made multiple. More than just one. And also a couple of references to other shows. But they were creatures that more than likely I knew you guys weren't going to pick, so... The fox, I could have seen you grabbing one of them. But the thing is, these are all these foxes are very similarly designed. They're not different like the one-tailed creature, the two-tailed creature.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna go back for more. Not today, but like down the road once I'm.
I had a huntsman spider in my room once. I named him Gavin. He ended up in the dining room, and Mum killed him. I was sad.
Aw.
Jojo, welcome to the chat, my frosty friend. I don't know who the Kester Nevin is, but I assume you guys timed him out for good reasons. Is it raining, possibly?
Not yet.
No.
There's possible.
Winter, is it raining?
Nope.
Not yet.
No.
No.
I'm hoping for rain.
That there was lightning earlier on my drive up.
I'm
Gonna
hoping.
drive over.
Over.
Same thing.
Viewing some of these messages from Custer, I could understand why he was timed out. Good job, Nano. Thank you for being on top of that.
Hey, if you grab me Mountain Dew.
You're asking a lot of me. What did I say?
I'm stuck.
Yeah, look at the second message the Custer guy sent.
Like, I'm...
No, I'm 4. Get your facts straight.
I'm 4. D5. I only have no D5, but yeah, I got a D4. Got that D4.
But I say I honestly think the fun of the comic. I like that he referenced. Not sure which movie it was, but it's an old school movie. It's just like, I'll get you one day, not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. But then he goes into some pretty not so pleasant comments, like once I get the bread and slay dim. Comment about women, and in the meantime, I'll go to the Shadow Realm and chill with cybernetic baby Hitler. Which ironically isn't really super offensive. That actually kind of reminds me of of an American Dad joke. It's just white noise. There is some stutter in the mic. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It very well could also be the fans. My apartment doesn't have air conditioning, so.
Yeah.
Hey Briggs, my dude, could you grab my bottle of pop out of the fridge, please? I think you'll recognize which one's mine.
Hey, since you're over there.
Oh, makes sense. Yeah, again, just so if you guys hear just a little bit of fan noise, that's
water.
I swore it was raining because it was pouring here. It wouldn't surprise me if the rain is going to hit us, though. I say it's a pretty high chance of rain. Considering I just got a notification. What are you talking about, Winter? You don't have fans. I don't refer to you guys as fans, but I have fans.
One right here.
I say there's a fan.
That's cool.
My number one fan.
Kinda.
My number one fan is
Yes.
blowing at Fabled.
Thank you.
And I got a fan right here in front of me because it's just keeping my legs cool. That way, and it kind of keeps the rest of my body cool by keeping my legs cool.
Briggs is over there to something.
I'm suffering. I've been suffering all night.
But as I tell you what, I'll do it this way so my legs are still cool, but you get some fan as well.
Yeah, you can take that too.
Yeah, we have this one.
Point a fan at yourself. Actually, you know what? Use the number one fan. I need this one. That is my number one fan. I actually have it written on the side there.
I know.
I almost brought my fan too, but I figured, you know what? My cat needs something to cool off if it gets really hot.
You unplugged it, you monster!
Oh, you're fine. I'm suffering.
You
It's
are.
immediately 12 degrees hotter,
I know.
at least.
It goes from nice, circulating air to, dry, non-moving air.
There's nothing dry here. The air is boiling us.
The air is on fire.
What is the temp outside?
This is like a
too damn.
It's like a bad episode of, or a bad
According to
bad
my
episode of
Fitbit, it
Pokemon.
is
Someone uses heat wave and
79
that air
degrees.
just lights on
50.
fire.
It's 50
Someone
degrees
used heat wave.
outside.
Now the entire country is suffering.
It is 79 degrees outside.
No, just
so.
me.
Indeed.
Oh god, I hope tomorrow it just...
It's 70% chance of rain.
That's just gonna make it more humid.
Well, at least it'll be rain.
True, the sun won't be out.
Exactly. It'll be mostly cloudy.
It could still be 80 million degrees outside with no sun.
It could.
You have cash money in your ribs, dude.
The kids and I are going to
I
Rick
wish
Fest
it
tomorrow
were
with
that
their mom.
felt weird.
There's supposed to be thunderstorms by noon,
I'll be at work.
but
I'm not
who
gonna
knows
go
what
back.
happened.
I have to walk to work.
Well, if you need a ride, you can call me.
I know.
What you do this time?
More than
the bolts on that hold the tire in place snapped off.
three
of
of
them did.
did.
What is
I
your
didn't-
deal with
I didn't-
tires, dude?
I don't know.
Tires flying
I'm
off.
cursed. Okay, I'm cursed.
You need a newer vehicle. I'm sorry.
I'm planning to.
go
Actually-
to a lot and get something.
Actually,
Trade that
this,
in.
I'm gonna say this year I'm just gonna get a car that goes from point A to point B. But then next year I'm actually gonna take the money and actually get a vehicle off a lot.
Yeah.
But I want to do some research, have some time, and do it. So
And
done
take
with
your dad with you.
done with the animals. Yes, we're done with the animals for now.
There will be no more.
I'm done with the animals.
It's always weird to me that when you guys say it's 75 degrees, it's so cold. It's not
It's
cold.
not
It's
cold.
not cold at 75 degrees.
Negative 75 degrees it is.
Yeah, there's no in between here in good old North Dakota. It's one side of the spectrum and then the other. And the in-between that happens is for like a solid half hour because this goes whoosh.
It's kind of like Canada. Like Canada only has 1 week of summer. It has 1 month of summer. That's it.
At least we have.
They have like 1 month of summer weather, but the rest of their time they're like either spring, fall, or winter.
And we have winter for like 8 months.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And then
Like
there's summer
7
for
or
like
6.
6 or 7, honestly.
9 and a half, maybe.
No, that's exaggerating.
No,
It's like
I'm
it's
pretty
it's
From
about
like-
4.
From like November to about March.
We skipped spring this year, just so everybody knows. We skipped spring.
Yeah, we skipped
yeah,
spring.
the spring
Went
didn't
straight
happen.
from
and
winter to
if we-
summer.
And if we did have spring, it was for like a week.
I would say 75 degrees is 25 degrees Celsius. To me, 25 is a spring day, not a summer day. Yeah, no, well that's true. Australia gets ridiculous heat.
Is it a dry heat in Australia or is it a...
You know,
I don't
but
know.
you know what? But you want to know what the locals say in Phoenix, Arizona? It's a dry heat. Screw you.
I missed
A
the
bon-
reference.
A bonfire is a dry heat.
You don't see me stick my butt in one of those, do you?
Actually, spent a week. It says, what was it? Spent a week in
Florida.
In Florida. Spent a week in Florida. Had moss on my ass. had to burn off the freaking moss. Your ass is on fire. It's a dry heat. It depends in Australia where you live.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Because the coastal regions would...
It's like that everywhere. Though.
We can either have a dry heat or we can have a humid.
And on a side note, for any of you guys who don't get that reference that me and Briggs
but
were just
here,
referencing, it's
in our
Jeff
specific
Dunham.
area, it's always humid.
I can't remember which one it was. Was it
Winters.
Spark of Insanity or Talks to Himself?
Spark of Insanity.
Spark of Insanity? I couldn't remember. It's great. Honestly,
Thunder!
have you ever seen Jeff
Thunder! For the 3rd time! Thunder!
Honestly, for those of you who don't know Jeff Dunham, he's actually quite a hilarious comedian.
He's like...
But a warning, he does go into some some offensive topics. So nothing like super serious, but just more like stereotypes and all that.
Does he look content?
Kinda.
He's probably like, it's so warm.
You should have seen him last night when I was trying to get comfortable in bed and decided to lay right where my legs are supposed to be. Winter, winter, winter. Guess what? Is it what?
Is it what?
What is what?
A question.
In Queensland and other parts north, there's heat. Their heat is tropic, but in other parts it's dry. That's what Clav says.
Oh, okay.
Which I could see. But I mean, that's how they have different environments and all that.
But I think recently it's been a dry heat. If we've
It's a
had
dry heat.
Because,
Us?
yes.
I won Bloodborne.
Because of all the
Nice!
stuff that
Dude,
bounced
Tiny,
off
high five.
pavement and everything.
You got high five me? You got high five? Yes. There we go. Needed that high five.
Because the
All right.
humidity percentage has been kind of low.
So we had a nice little break from it. Anybody else need to do anything before we start back up again? No. Stop it.
Don't look at me like that.
That's right.
But that's awesome, Tiny, dude. But I say, if you're on PS4 and
so sticky.
you want to friend me and send me pictures, it's Winter Cast Ice on PSN.
No.
Thunder.
Thunder's fur sticking to my arm.
That doesn't surprise me. But anywho,
And it's like not him, it's probably me. I've been sweating.
but the thing about Bloodborne is
Yeah.
when you win
I'm gonna
it,
take
it forces you to do a new game plus. Yeah. I gotta say, I never knew that, but I know that my friend, one of our friends, what was his name?
I got my weekend.
What was his screen name?
Oh, okay.
Who?
I'm trying to remember his name. The Viking. I'm trying to remember his
Olaf.
name. Yeah, Olaf the Viking. When he played Bloodborne, I believe he got into the new game plus, if I remember correctly.
Weekend.
Yep.
He didn't get very far into it.
You couldn't get very far into it? I'm pretty confident it was either him or one of his friends that talked about
One
it.
of his friends did.
Probably.
I'm been working, so I haven't much
But anyways,
weekends, and I just...
I am going to put my phone away,
Yeah.
and we're going to get back into this.
I've been all of the bleh.
I'm going to leave you in charge of the chat,
Tempted this
Oh.
morning, every single day.
because I also need to charge my phone for a bit.
Okay.
How charges your phone?
But all of that's going to be on one ball.
52%.
You think that's okay for now?
Yep, it's good for now.
Okay.
So good.
So we're gonna get back into this.
I feel.
Excuse me. So, as you guys are all preparing,
Just all the way through. I get like a few short 3-hour break in between
You get that
shifts.
2.5 hours.
Maybe. What?
ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I've been ready since I got here.
It seems like your conversation was more important than this
It
session.
Was. You just didn't know.
But now
Life.
I know. And knowing's half the
Winter
battle.
quote of the year. I was about to say.
How many times
This is a
do
class.
we have to yell at you for getting back on topic, Casey?
Not enough. Not enough times.
Always at least one more.
Alright,
Alright.
we're
but-
waiting on the DM.
and- you guys are currently getting yourselves ready on the boat.
I've been on the boat.
You,
Partying with
gotta
the
say,
sailor.
he does say that you should bring your horses with you, because in case they need to go. Well, there's this little stable area underneath the deck
Come on, Derpy!
where they keep. Derpy's on a boat.
Living his best life.
He basically there's a little cargo area, a cargo door that opens up on the side of the ship where you can bring animals in and out. But I say Regis looks at you and basically says, there may be a chance that the boat might have some problems and we have to stop at an area. It's better that we have horses ready to go. If the ship goes down, the thing is he points to a magic rune on the where they would keep the animals. This will actually teleport the animals back here. Only a handful of our ships have this. And only the ones who are willing to spend the money to get it. As he shows you to his horse, which appears to be some kind of battle horse.
I'm fine with Derpy.
But I say, it kind of seems like a black mare, like battle horse.
Don't worry, buddy, we'll turn you into a nightmare.
He just looks at you with his eyes, just kind of looking past you.
Just
As he starts nibbling on your shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay.
Not like
Nibbling
biting, just like nibbling.
Yeah.
I imagine like Fry in that episode of Futurama with the pancakes, and his lips are all like woo. That's how he nibbles.
It's
So-
okay.
Anyways, in the meantime, Dalker does load up your horse as well.
Oh,
Actually, no, Dalker doesn't. Zachariah does. Sorry, I was looking at. I had multiple names here. I have
What is that?
I have lots of notes.
Notes for days.
I'm sure you take care of mine.
Yeah,
Because I ventured off.
Dalker mostly takes care of animals.
I just realized I just kind of left you guys.
You
Yeah,
were
you
like, later, food.
You were just kind of like, hey, I need to run somewhere real quick. Well, then again, you probably talked to us about how you wanted an animal, so.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm lonely. I need a companion.
I stole this kobold from his family and
You orphaned this kobold.
Now you're raising.
slaughter. Yeah.
You're a monster.
He loves me for it.
He learned frickin' sign language for you.
Yeah,
Just
but
for you.
now he has the best bed ever.
But anyways, you all are being loaded up into the ship. All of a sudden, in the distance, you can see your friend Kateus walking up. But you also notice there's something on his shoulder.
And I'm carrying.
And you're carrying pieces of... He's carrying sections
Off
of
in a tree.
But I say, he's carrying sections of a tree. And you notice his pants is also around his ankles because he has rocks in his
I
pocket.
fixed it. What a sight that would be.
Just think, guys, wait for me.
It's all good. He's wearing underwear.
What's underwear?
It's different on Mystic Mountain.
I'll show you the meaning of lore.
I'll show you the meaning of underwear. We never shave.
So I'm carrying this tree, see? I got this creature on my shoulder. And there you guys are, kind of watching me.
I don't care. I got weird animals myself. I don't know. Your sight.
I think he died.
I think he killed
It's gonna
himself
happen
with
eventually.
how funny he thinks he is.
Oh my god!
He totally killed himself
Oh,
with that
God.
last case.
No, Travis's reaction was what killed me. Oh my
I have that
god!
effect on people. It's fine.
Oh god, that was just mentioning it, just like. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I just like off topic for 1 second. I actually bought.
1 second for the 20th time.
I actually bought Fable, the original game, for my PC.
Yeah.
Like the 10-year anniversary edition, with added content and new missions.
Yes, one that I showed you. Yes.
Yeah, I found it on.
Have-
I found it on Steam because my disc thing. I can't find my disc thing for this, so I saw it. and I'm like, I know that he would want me to play this. Plus, I want to play it myself.
Yes, you have to play it.
I
great
plan
game.
to do a let's play on it. So look
It's
forward
a
to it.
fantastic game series.
But anyways, moving on. We'll get to that at a later date.
Frosty Talks.
Yes, a Frosty Talks, which by the way, 2 weeks from now, live Frosty Talks, and it's starring me, Fable T over there, and Briggs. We'll bust out the table and we'll just have like a good time. Might even start it a bit early, depending on how well the girls go down. I say,
Yeah.
eat some food and just talk about awesome things.
Yeah.
Not a mukbang. I just say he's trying to eat less, and I don't eat that much.
I know you don't. We'd sit there with a table full of food, and none of us would touch it.
I say, look at the people in the camera, just like, you guys want some food?
Look at all this stuff that's just gonna go in the trash.
Oh no, I'd eat it eventually. Now, any hoozles. You guys notice he's coming up with some pieces of a tree and also a creature on his shoulder.
I'm just not even amazed anymore. I found Derpy. My one true love.
Your one true love, a horse named Derpy.
Derp, derp,
Ring the bells.
dong.
But you see it, Gallagher sees it, and Zachariah sees it, and Regis sees it, and he's even weirded out. Avast ye, mate.
What?
Sorry, I was doing the Pirates of the Caribbean mission last night, the return to it. I still got my pirate tone in. Except for I was talking more like Captain Jack Sparrow. Very small, eloquent sentences.
Cacheus doesn't speak nautical.
Hold on there. What's the creature?
Roses are red,
I mean,
violets
it's a
are...
tree.
Yep.
I'm carrying
The
a tree.
creature.
Oh, the creature.
Ha!
Oh, I'm not really
Yes.
sure what it is, but I named him Sly.
Careful, he might eat you.
Gallagher just kind of was like,
I'm gonna study him.
that worries Regis. What do you mean study?
We're gonna
Well,
dissect him on the boat.
what? No, we're not dissecting anyone. Thank you very much. And I like protect Sly. Like no.
Sly kind of cradles your neck a little bit. Like it's kind of like he's like hiding behind it, kind of like mirroring,
I'm
appearing.
gonna speak Sylvan to it. Yeah, I kind of want to watch out for that one.
Yeah, it says the guy who keeps saying he's gonna kill my kobold.
You guys don't know what I said. I spoke a different language that nobody knows except for me and the cat.
Really? I guarantee one of these two knows Sylvan.
Sylvan?
Nope.
Nope.
Gallagher looks at you.
The only reason why I know it is because I come from Mystic Mountain. Sylvan's an uncommon language.
I know. Gallagher looks at you. He recognizes the language. He doesn't know what it's. He doesn't know how to speak it, but he recognizes it.
Works for me.
But to say, no way he could study it. You guys don't know what languages Gallagher can understand.
I could teach him. I could teach you guys, Sylvan.
This is true. This is very true. But you see Zachariah walk up to you.
No, I'm just stating.
Is it friendly?
Yeah. He's pretty chill.
He kind of sticks his hand out very cautiously.
And talk to Sly and Sylvan and say, Sly, this is Zacharias. That is, what do we name you? Billy Bob Joe Bob Jr.?
Yep.
That's Briggs.
What's a brig?
That's Billy from Joe Bob Jr.
You see your
his kobold. Did you name
Draco.
it? Draco. Draco the kobold.
Yep.
His horse Derpy. This is
Brixton.
Brixton. I was gonna use that as your last name. I was terrible with your names.
Diamond Duke.
This is Brixton Diamond Dookie.
Diamond
Dew.
I said
This is
Diamond
Delmar.
Dew.
Thank you.
Yes.
My name's easy because I just chose Dalaker because it's awesome. And
Is it
Frost.
Dalaker?
Yeah, Dalaker Frost. That's
I said Delmar.
Dalmar was my first character.
It's close.
It was close, but
And I was trying to bring redemption to that name, but didn't work. He ended up dying anyway.
And that's Regis.
ahoy!
And his friend
What?
Kelly.
What I said, we just found a new little bit of a personality quirk. Freaking, you don't understand nautical terms.
Gutaeus does not know nautical.
Not even ahoy.
What?
Oh my god. At least, oh god, this is like the second most ridiculous quirk I've ever heard. The first one being somebody not believing in the undead.
What's
Imagine if that person was a
undead?
cleric.
That would be hilarious. No, this was a monk named Wake, which was Danny Patora's character, and yeah, he didn't believe in the undead. Even though he looked at a zombie straight in the face, he's like, "Don't be ridiculous. The undead aren't real."
Anyways, I was lonely and I wanted a companion, and I saw Takmar. It's Takmar, right?
Yes.
So
Tekmar.
I said Tekmar. I found Tekmar, and I strolled with him through his area and saw all the strange creatures. he has.
Dalmar looked at you. That's an understatement by weird creatures. Did you see the fly elephant?
Yeah.
The flyafin.
Everybody kind of just looks at like. What?
There's some strange creatures on Mystic Mountain. Come on. I'm kind of familiar with this kind of thing. That's an odd one for me.
You've seen some bizarre ones, but you've never seen something like that.
No, I just kind of had to walk away from that. That was something else entirely. I don't know. I just
Did it even
no.
do the...
Did he show you the like Cthulhu-like creature?
Nope.
Probably a good call.
Probably.
As he kind of like, you see Dalaker just like scratching the back of his neck. They're bad memories.
So, this is Sly. He's a cat-like, reptile-like thing. Something in between. I'm gonna figure it out, and we're gonna figure out what his species is.
Dalaker just kind of nods, like, okay, fair enough. That doesn't take much convincing for him.
Yeah.
Regis kind of looks at you and goes, "Is it dangerous?"
Docile. It's fairly docile, but I suppose if push comes to shove, he's gonna shove. Just like most things. So,
Except for Derpy,
so
who
some
just
things you
goes...
guys should know. One, he's got very sharp claws. Very, very sharp claws. I have these, don't tell me.
Rocks.
You wrote it down, didn't you?
Not the type of rock. Granite!
There you
go.
I got the granite rocks right here. He loves to play with these. Put it away before
But I say you pull them out. You see them.
Puts them away. Pants sag.
Pets don't say.
I got
they
these
drop.
trees because these are his favorite thing to scratch. So, I brought some extras.
You see the cat kind of bob his head.
Yeah. I'm going to kind of put some here and some there so that he's got places to go.
Regis kind of nods. Okay. Anything else we need to know about him? I've seen some of Tekmar's collection, and I know some of them are magical creatures.
He can fly. He's incredibly skilled at hiding. And he can spit fire bolts.
You see, at that point, Regis kind of looks at you like, "What?"
But, now, hold on. They offered me some sort of fire-breathing something else, and I was like, no, I'm on a boat. So, no. The fire he spits is very controlled. It only burns the thing he spits it at.
Roll me diplomacy. No, actually persuasion. Sorry.
There you go.
14.
We're just gonna see how much.
I see it with my own two eyes.
You can obviously see the worried look on Regis's face.
Man, this is my boat.
We've had some really bad experiences with fire-breathing creatures. Can you promise me that your pet is going to keep his fire breathing under control? I really don't want to see this boat get engulfed in flames.
I'm gonna talk to Sly and Silver and say, "Yeah, let's try not to burn things because everyone's gonna die. I'd rather not have that happen."
You see, he kind of tilts his head, trying to understand.
I'm gonna say in Sylvan. Hopefully, he understands.
He kind of bobs his head slightly, but you can see some noticeable hesitation.
Fire bad.
Fuck.
Fire.
Bad.
You
Fire
s-
bad.
But you see, he said it in common.
No. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. See, he knows.
Everybody's looking at this creature really weirded out.
He that's the second word I heard him say. I'm just gonna write this down real quick. Says the word fire in common. He says food. He likes fish.
Regis is like, well, that's good. We have lots of fish.
I know.
You see Sly just kind of, so you can kind of hear him start purring now.
He likes that.
He likes the fact that we have fish.
Regis is like, okay, as long as you keep your creature in order,
Yeah.
let's head on ship. We need to get going as soon as possible.
Yeah, there's lots of other things. There's a two-headed dog and a bunch of different fox with tails and an elephant fly. A fly-a-fant. All sorts of crazy things.
This needs to be a perkimer now. A
I
fly
would not want to see a fly-a-fant.
I want to see this.
Especially the way in my head I just imagine the body of an elephant and the head of a fly, but the head of the fly
and
is the...
fly wings.
But I say, that would be cool.
Can't really go anywhere.
But
Nice tries.
just notice the fly's head is the size of the body, like the size of a normal elephant head.
Yeah, it's proportionate.
Just,
It'd be really weird if it wasn't proportionate.
It'd be like
There's this big hulking mass and just...
But just imagine
It's
how
like, it's
terrifying.
like that one animation of, was it Butterfree?
Was it Butterfree or was it?
I don't know. It looked like Mothra or Mothman.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Because it's like the cutesy Pokemon.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yes, in that animation I showed you guys, the one where. What did he name? What was the name?
no time for that. D&D.
I was about to say it was the one by Let Me Explain Studios, the Butterfree, that looked like Mothra.
Yeah. And he was talking to us about off topic.
Butterfree, the cutesy wootsy Pokemon.
It's like, that's not cutesy.
Puts the Pokedex down slightly.
Not cutesy wootsy.
Moving on. So you guys start getting loaded up on the ship. Does someone want to roll me a perception check?
Nope, I'm good.
Me too. I'm rather...
She's good too. with her numbers of 3s.
I'm gonna roll for Zachariah.
8.
Zachariah got a freaking 19, so he notices right away. You notice that he walks up to Daliker, who's not looking too good right now on a ship. And so you notice they kind of seem to go into a casual, calm conversation away from your guys' ears.
Go, super ear flopping.
Circle tail. Reptile thing.
I'm gonna go drink. 'Cause that's the only thing we can do on this ship.
You actually, Reed just looks at you and says, "We only have ale, and that's safe for dinner time."
I brought my own. It's okay.
Okay. So I have to say, we need to be keeping our
beer type of party.
we need to be keeping our wits. He looks at you and he says, "So this is serious. We do need to keep our wits about us. We do limit our drinking because of the fact that we need to be able to do anything at any given time."
He forgets dwarf. Gimli was drunk half
He
the
has
movie.
he has a mix of different races as his crew. There are a couple of dwarves.
You forget Gimli was drunk half the movie. And by half I mean the majority.
And with a majority, I mean that and this.
I immediately think of when Aragon and Saphira were in the dwarven Hall Kingdom, and they were drinking so much, and even
Saphira,
yeah.
alcohol.
But then, like the next morning, I will never drink this again.
But then drinks it again.
And then drinks it again.
The usual.
Well, they both feel like massive hangovers. Anyways, but that's what goes through my brain. But yeah, you see these two kind of talking off to the side. I say that's basically what you guys could tell. It's just, I don't know. Dalker didn't seem like he was doing okay, and Zacharias walked up to him. So now the question of the day is, guys, what do you want to do while you're on this ship? Do you just want to be hanging out on the deck, hanging out underneath?
Just gonna hang out on the deck.
Plenty of places to sit and everything, so.
I'm gonna do my loner thing with my kobold and chill.
Just hanging out on the deck?
Sure.
I'm gonna set up some logs around and explore. 'Cause this is a pretty big ship.
It is a pretty decent sized ship. Basically, this is like a frigate. For those of you.
Frigate. What the frig's a frigate?
It's a very decent sized ship. Not like a massive ship, but just like a decent sized ship.
It's a battleship.
It's essentially much bigger than the merchant ships.
Okay.
But you notice that a pretty decent sized deck, a lot of space to move around. You'd assume that if pirates attacked you, you'd have plenty of space to be able to use your combat. If you go underneath into the underside, there are a nice handful of rooms.
I've never been on a boat with underneath before.
Breeze is like, "Where are you from, boy?"
Mystic Mountain.
Where is that?
It's not.
It's just like, I assume it's probably landlocked.
Okay.
Nowhere near the sea.
Nope.
I'd probably also assume the only boat you've been on is probably a rowboat.
There's some decent sized lakes on Mystic Mountain.
I believe it.
Man, we got fucking jet skis, bro!
We got jet skis and tubing!
We took the speedboat and the tubes went off the ramp. Man, you should go wakeboarding. Wicked tubular.
Only thing is that now you remind me of the guy from SpongeBob. Just like, I died from high tide!
Which is ironic, he drowned. He's a fish underwater, and he drowned by water from underwater.
My theory is
Yeah,
that...
there are underwater lakes.
Yeah, they're called brine lakes. That was my...
And rivers.
That would be my theory of how there's water underneath the ocean.
Yep. That's one bad bikini bottom.
The only thing I'm mad about is I didn't think of it first. Good job, buddy. But yeah, no, Regis kind of goes over how the whole mechanics of how the ship stays afloat and how they're able to sail it properly. Mostly talks about how wind is what helps move the boat a lot faster. Which to you is a gigantic new concept. Just like, why aren't the people in the rest of the world doing this?
Yeah, this is
revolutionary.
What a world we live in. This is revolutionary.
Regis kind of looks at you like, I've been doing this my entire life. I learned from people who were going out on ships like this.
Really?
Wow. For centuries. Wow. But then he did talk about how how nobody really sailed ships for a century for a little while because of the fact that during the war.
There was a war?
There was a war?
Regis is going to ignore that.
There was a war.
Actually, now that I think about it, you never would have experienced this because you were
No, I wouldn't.
I say, as far as you know, you just literally went from the top of Mystic Mountain to riding your horse into town.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
I'm pretty confident someone must have told you about the fact that there was a war. I mean, that's what the celebration of Gano was about.
Fabius, there's 3 comments.
There, I'm gonna say a friggin' fabled frigate. The friggin' fabled frigate battled the Winter Galleon. They were so distracted they did not see the brig's brig come up on them. Those are actually some very smart nautical jokes. Thank you.
No.
Sorry, I had to show you.
Because you forget, I got here, I was almost dead. I woke up and
Almost.
went to get some food and talk to the mayor. I noticed there was a party going on, and then missions for days.
Wow. Well, in that case, you'll have to join us on deck as we do a little bit of storytelling then.
Of course, I'm eager.
Because there's
This
actually
is most exciting.
because there's actually a lot of things that maybe a lot of you don't know because none of you have been sea folk. But as he explains how sailors.
Oh, I know that one.
I love and hate your character.
100% love for me.
Ironically, that was my exact same thought of his character when he got derpy.
I just love and hate that horse.
I just love you know what? That reminds me. I'm gonna go chill out with Derpy. He's probably lonely.
You get there, you see him just kind of looking at other horses. The other horses kind of seem like, what are you staring at? But Derpy's just like...
That's my love. Give it back.
That would be hilarious. Derpy comes out of his cage. He starts nibbling on the log.
Sly comes and like bats him away. Just
No, stop it. The Derpy's just like... But to say, as you're exploring, you also notice that Sly hops down from your shoulder and starts kind of sniffing around. You see him go up to one of the doors and lifts up his leg.
what are you doing?
You see him pee on the door.
Sly.
And you see Regis.
It's not dangerous. It's just marking the territory.
He looks
I'll
at you.
clean it
He
up.
points at you and points at a mop.
It's a given. Of course I'm gonna clean it.
I ain't cleaning up after nobody's pets on this boat.
And nobody expects you to.
It was an all-out ship battle. Then the Abbey airplane dive bombed out of the sky and sunk them all. That would be exactly what happened too. We would all be so busy fighting each other we would never see Abby coming. Except for maybe Fabled. Yeah, cheated. He would be the one to notice it, but it would all probably be too late to do anything about
I'll
it.
notice, but I won't be able to do anything about it. I'll be like, guys, this sucks. Look what's coming. What? Well, as they can see, I beat you. Then we keep fighting. Ching, ching, ching.
You know that you hit somebody with a hammer.
Derpy wins.
Yeah.
Fatality. Derpy wins.
Yeah. He crushed the guy to death. How? Used his whole body.
Derpy used rollout. It was super effective.
Anyways, as I'm cleaning up this piss stain, not stain.
You do notice that Zachariah is on the deck and he pulls out his sword. He pulls out his sword and shield, and has his halberd nearby as he's practicing formations and movements. He's basically keeping himself in shape. You actually notice one of the sailors offered to practice with him, and you notice that any of you guys on deck notice that they go back and forth for a while. Dalker's just kind of chilling out, reading a holy book.
I'm gonna grin to myself because he had to train for that.
Well, technically, so did
Just
you.
naturally, kind of.
You're about to say Mystic Mountain probably still trains fighters.
Oh yeah.
You guys
bored.
still have to defend yourselves from the magical creatures.
Bad creature, I don't know. Bad.
Well, I assume their people were probably very peaceful towards creatures. It's just that the ones that they knew were dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Always watching. It doesn't take too long. You guys make some pretty decent distance in a short period of time. All of a sudden, nightfall comes and Regis gathers his crew around as they are all serving food. The only one who doesn't join is the sailor who drew the long straw and had to just hang out on the crow's nest. I say, it's his job to make sure that they don't have any enemy ships sneak up on him. You never know. These are very or dangerous creatures sneaking up on him.
Well, he'd be the last to know.
I would say if you guys also would have rolled perception, you would have also noticed that there are some other magical runes on this ship.
Well, we're on the boat now, so it doesn't matter.
As you guys are eating, you notice Regis walk up to you. He's just like, "Let me tell you a tale, my friends. For I was speaking with one of our new companions today. This one,
The number one fan.
who knows nothing of the Great Monster War." You see all the sailors gasp.
Wait, there was a monster war?
And this is why I drink.
Gallagher kind of raises an eyebrow, just like, "How would you not know that?"
Well, I
How
did.
this is. It's 27.
Yeah, everyone's still suffering from the effects of the Monster War.
I've never left my mountain.
They're kind of flabbergasted that Mystic Mountain didn't have this problem.
People and things don't go on a Mystic Mountain. Mystic Mountain.
But this would have affected, since it's affected the realms of magic. You think that it would affect Mystic Mountain since it had.
Maybe parts of it. Not the part I was on.
But Regis
Or did
says,
it? I
"So
don't
let
know.
me spin you a
My
tale."
village was destroyed.
A few hundred years ago, we had vast civilizations, great kingdoms, or so the legend says, anyways. Regis doesn't pretend to be like some blind follower of legend.
What? Was he not part of this war?
No, but he's probably been involved in some of the skirmishes of the after effects of the war. A lot of these people haven't been in the war.
I'm an
hundreds
old
of
ass
years ago.
dwarf.
I say, how old is your character?
Go on.
My character's 350.
You probably would have been born
Jesus.
shortly after the war ended. Because this all happened about 400 years ago.
Yes. No.
And everyone I should know about it, clearly.
Yes. No. Go on. Go on.
But the skirmishes and the after effects have lasted for centuries. Centuries.
Ah, that's mine. I don't care.
And Regis goes on to explain how this war against these kingdoms were gaining some problems. There were more monster attacks. They became more frequent, more ordinary, but more coordinated. Eventually, to the point where the kingdom started getting attacked. Every species kingdom was fighting for survival. Everywhere between the elves to the drow, from the dwarves to the humans, gnomes, halflings, orcs. He looks to all the species that are on his ship and he points to each and every one of them. Then he stops at you. And I would probably wager that your village was probably another victim of said attack.
Yeah, it was. That's why I came down here. There was nothing there for me.
But it's weird to know that you only saw a glimpse. Considering the fact that dragons and all those creatures live on the mountains, I'd assume that it would affect you guys.
Well, there's some dragons in the distance. We try and keep a distance from dragons.
He moves on.
You see that?
These
dragon?
monsters attacked. They left no survivors. All they ever wanted was to clear out the living beings. They left no witnesses and no humans alive, or any other species for that matter. Adults, women, children, they would kill them all. Whether it be in one massive swoop, like a dragon burning the village to the ground, to the goblins who would stab and slay every single creature. You see a couple of them kind of, but you see Regis kind of rub his shoulder. Trust me, goblins. That was my phone. Ignore it.
Shut the phone.
It was through great determination, great leadership among our leaders, and the new rise of the kingdom's leaders, that we were able to fight back the creatures and eventually win the war. But the battles have not ceased. In fact, they've far from ended. As the battle for civilization is still troubling, hard, difficult. As for any of you who have lived outside of Krestik, one of the major cities of Gano, we all know that the rest of the world, most of Gano, is nothing but forest, jungle, and villages trying to survive. So whether they're the ones that are under the protection of the Silver Shield, or the ones that try to survive on their own. We all have done our best to try to survive. Many creatures, all species were affected by this, as he points towards you. Your species, your race doesn't even live in the Feywilds anymore.
Nope.
The creatures have become too dangerous, too out of whack, and you guys couldn't control it.
The Feywilds themselves are just
Crazy!
No one has heard anything from creatures of the Underdark. We haven't had any attacks from them at all in centuries. The Tieflings have talked about how their cavern kingdoms have come crumbling down, and how the kings and the good nobles of the past are still trying to hold true to their kingdoms. We've seen creatures from the elemental chaos, creatures from other realms flee in order to try to survive. This war of monsters never stopped. We may have won a material war, but we have not won every battle. And he pulls out some papers and he shows you drawings of cities that have been destroyed and what the remnants of cities that people are living in currently. These are people who try to survive the elements and survive using the bare bones of the previous civilization. In fact, even the capital of Gano is actually using a device from the olden times, and that's why it is the most populated city. As if you hear tale, as he kind of leans in, because if you hear tale, there's a magic barrier that protects the city. It keeps monsters out. Because if you'll know, that city has never been attacked by a monster.
Cheaters.
Well, I wouldn't say cheaters, more like some wizards and archaeologists must have found the device and figured out how to use it. What they're using for fuel is the question. They say that most people, the government of Gano's main city would say that that the fuel is basically just refuelable magic. It circulates magic in and out of the device. Me personally, having worked on magical ships before, we know that that resource doesn't exist. Such a thing is impossible. As he basically is talking about perpetual energy, how that's not plausible.
And that's words.
Exactly.
That's so crazy. I'm trying not to outburst with laughter.
But great soldiers rose to fight against these monsters. And we did survive. Well, you wouldn't be here if you didn't. I say, you dwarves unfortunately lost a lot of your mountain kingdoms due to this war. But fortunately, you were able to keep your country. Of course, huge dwarves are so stubborn that you would let the monsters push you around, would you? As he kind of shoulders you, just elbows you a little bit. Isn't that right?
Yeah!
Is that right? Cool.
Yeah, it is!
Oh, God.
Let's do this.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's do this. What?
And to think that this all started at the Great Rise of Flame. It was said that what started this war was a rise of fire very high in the sky that took the shape of a bird.
Oh, there's this phoenix.
Phoenix?
Shape of a bird, you say?
Yeah. I know what a phoenix is, but I've never seen it. I've never known a phoenix to be almost the size of a dragon.
Oh, it can be quite large, I assure you.
Every phoenix that I've ever seen have been anywhere between a little chick size to roughly very close to the size of a what are those birds called? Hey Delknir, what kind of bird? Decent sized, roughly. He like shows that it's taller than him, about yay tall, and he's like, "You mean an ostrich?" Yes, that's the creature I'm talking about. No, the Nyamfina is back at Crestic. He wouldn't leave. His responsibilities lie there.
Of the
Nyamfina family.
Add a little snob to that.
Anyways, yeah, there was a phoenix on the very top of Mystic Mountain that was quite large indeed. Looked like maybe even the size of 2 dragons. It was, I don't know, it was huge.
It's the size of 80 dragons.
You see Regis kind of leaning in. Couldn't be. I say, you say your village was destroyed around the time that your village was destroyed in a great fire monster attack?
We were invaded by some raiders and some goblins and hobgoblins and various creatures of sorts. They were slaughtering the people, and then the phoenix, whom we all prayed to for protection and bountiful harvest and whatnot, came down and to save them, or to stop the creatures, and then was gravely wounded and flew back up to the peak. And then the fires came.
Interesting.
I assume it was from the phoenix.
Interesting, as he scratches his chin. But this all happened more than 400 years ago. Actually, the war started about 500 years ago. No.
Yeah, I can't tell you how long it's been since I was on the mountain. I was pretty much dead.
How did you get down from the mountain?
On my horse, Salty. Rest in peace.
Do you remember going down the mountain, or did you just...
No, I'm assuming I took a normal path, because we traded with the towns around the base of the mountain frequently, because not everything grows.
Zachariah looks at you and he says, but based on my research, Mystic Mountain's all the way in... Where's my map? Oh, right here. Based on my maps, according to this, Mystic Mountain is in Vitkai. Yeah, Vitkai.
Yeah, Vitkai.
How did you end up in the coastal side of Gano from this guy?
Your guess is as good as mine.
To be fair, I don't even think he knew where his horse kind of just dragged him in and then collapsed.
Yeah, I kind of just woke up here.
I
was told
saw
my horse
this.
was dead.
Rip Salty.
Or something.
I was a bear witness to this man falling at my feet. Literally just collapse. I kind of dragged him to the place where they went.
Honestly, I'm amazed that I'm not dead.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know that because I was gone.
He just is just like, I couldn't see
It's just like...
There must be 2 phoenixes then.
2.
Oh, I mean, I'd assume that would be the only way. That, or you hopped a portal and you ended not only moved from one location to another, but you moved forward in time.
Holy Jesus.
This is too much.
Well, then...
I suppose anything's possible.
Deliker kind of leans in on this. I mean, theoretically, it's impossible. I'd say goblins and elves have talked about how they've gone through their magically created portals and they've ended up in different time periods. Magic is a very tricky concept, and sometimes, and that's why magicians and wizards and sorcerers are very precise. Wild magic, or creatures that are trying to perform magic under dire circumstances, their magic can falter. But you couldn't have come through time, especially that much. That would be an extreme. An extreme source of magic would have had to teleport you.
Phoenix. It's the only
Perhaps this could have something to do with the egg showing the egg.
A lot of the Gallagher's seen the egg before, but he doesn't really know too much about phoenixes. He knows that they do have a tremendous source of magic, but nobody knows the extent of it. Reed just kind of looks at it, just like, huh. He like taps it with his finger.
Careful.
That's an egg, all right.
Put that back before he breaks it.
Well, he was just tapping it. He wasn't like
okay.
he wasn't like
He was like, "Hey man, how's it going?"
yeah, he wasn't just like knocking on the egg. Hello, it's Cateus.
Anybody in there? Hello.
All of a sudden, you see Regis sit down next to a little bit of next to some candles. To this day, no one knows how those wars truly started. No one truly knows who struck first. No one knows when this war will truly end. Goblins have been rising in attacks again, and have not been leaving settlements alone. As well as other creatures haven't finished attacking everybody. And word has it, there's some stuff going on in the caravan, in caravans amongst cities. Places in the Underdark seem to be whispering a lot louder than they used to. And even the Cavern Kingdom seems to be having some uprisings. We don't know what our future holds. As he looks from all the sailors to you guys. Amongst us, who can really tell where this future is going to go? But for now, we survive by any means necessary.
This is my brother, Sniff McSniffloffice.
Then he blows out the candle. He blows out the candles around him. And then they all light back up. Ooh. He's like, don't be scared, my friends. These are trick candles.
You got me.
I say Delacour just kind of looks... You've never changed, have you? He's like, aye, but you have. Delacour just doesn't respond. You guys... So the night goes on, the night comes in, and he tells you see Regis tells you guys to rest. That they should be able to make it, if they sail through the night, which they have some helmsmen working right now. To sail through the night, they should make it to the dead drop by, probably by afternoon.
Alright.
So,
We're on a boat.
you're on a boat! The night passes without incident, no problems. You get woken up the next morning by the night crew. It's like, time to wake up, my dudes. It's chow time. As you see that some of the ship's cooks are preparing like types of fish that they caught yesterday and this morning. You see some flounder, you see some eel. You see Sly kind of chewing on an eel. But you'll notice that the eel is still alive.
That's fine. It's still alive.
He kind of just looks at you and goes back to chomping on this creature.
I'm just gonna go up and I'm just gonna like look at the chef. Like, can I kill this thing so it doesn't have to suffer like that anymore?
Please do. We've been trying. Your creature won't let us.
Sly. That's terrible.
For those of you who don't know, but for those of you who don't know, basically it's the equivalent of cats liking to play with their food.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about Thunder and the mouse.
Oh, good.
Breaks its neck so it can't go anywhere. It's just like
Yeah, freaking mouse scared the crap out of me. I thought it was dead.
just. Oh my God!
I almost touched it with my foot, which was even scarier.
I told you that story.
But
I don't
yeah,
have
cut
that
off
problem.
its head.
I got 3 cats running around.
You see the kind of slight disappointment in Sly's eyes, but he continues chewing on the eel. He's like, "Oh."
I was chewing on that.
But you see, he keeps chewing on the eel.
I like to watch it suffer.
I like to feel it suffer in my teeth.
Cats are weird creatures.
This one's even
No
weirder
different than
because
him
it's got
killing-
wings and it's got reptile crap.
It's got reptile crap. It's got wings and stuff.
You sound like a person from Boondock. It's just like, go like this and like that.
Maybe that's how I did my turtle on them top.
Yeah, that one guy. Anyways,
They need interpreters for my
you guys go up to the main deck and you see Regis. You know, he's got his little telescope out as he looks over. He kind of looks at you guys. You see that island over there?
Yes, I do.
That's a
I
Roman.
got my fancy glasses.
Yeah, oh, that's true. You got your fancy
I
glasses.
got my fancy stuff. Or no, what was it? Was it glasses?
Did you write it down?
I did, but it's been a couple weeks.
Fine if I must.
What'd you get?
I don't know. His paper's covering me.
Oh, it was an amulet.
Amulet of the
Perception?
Beholder.
Yeah, just roll me perception. There's an island.
Where? I got a 13.
I need.
You see it.
Wow. Well, that was better.
With your initial roll,
I know.
you were like, "Where's the island?" And
I don't like this table. I don't like rolling my dice on the table.
Well, that's what these things are for.
Uh huh.
Casey, the only one who has one.
Yeah. There.
But basically, like, where's the island? You see Dalker who walks up to you. Frixton, you gotta look this way. you turn around and see the island. Oh, that's where it is.
Where? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, our salute from our first campaign.
Oh, yeah. Long story, but very funny story.
We'll tell you later.
Yeah, we'll tell you 2 weeks. 2 weeks, live Frosty Talks.
We'll talk about whatever you want to do now. Well, my character now talks like this. Yeah, I do that.
Big old man, it's going crazy, I tell you what.
No wonder why the witch cursed my character.
Just shut up!
You apparently became Gilly Old White.
My high-pitched voice.
He looks at you guys and says, "That is the stop. That's the dead drop." It's we dropped.
dropping us, man.
We dropped off some.
I can swim.
But I say we can't exactly see the outpost from here except for the outpost tower. But here is where we drop off equipment and supplies to other sections of Gano. We have a couple of these which are used to be able to supply each other in case of the worst happens. Say they need weapons or supplies in order to help their people, medicine.
We don't have a bottle of word.
We have each. But I say the two whenever we drop off supplies, there's always some we always leave some sailors and some guards there that like live there to take care of the supplies. But recently some supplies have gone missing and the guards and the sailors are suspicious. They don't think they're the only ones on the island anymore.
Are you sure one of the guards just isn't getting greedy?
We suspected that first. We had some of our investigators get involved, but they also believe that someone else, there's a third party that's involved in this.
So someone or something is involved.
Yes, but we haven't ruled out the possibility that a sailor or a guard might be involved.
Ha! Bunch of ratatas, dunspars.
Basically, I can track down whoever's taking the supplies. But the reason why you guys are here is we need the extra backup. I want my sailors and guards here to be on the near the ship and near the encampment to protect anything that might be left.
Can do.
You guys are going to be going with me.
That's what I meant.
As you see that he is decked out in some armor and some weapons. But I say, it's been a long time since I've had to arm myself. Aside from my basic sword. I haven't had a real fight since we met the pirates, since we found the pirates and invaded and attacked their ship.
Well, if you ever want to spar, I'm always down.
You see Zachariah perk up at that, it's like, count me on that spar fight. Like, yeah, you see Regis is just like, oh, keep that in mind. You see somebody from the crow's nest. Captain, we got problems. How you mean? The outpost. There seems to be. It doesn't seem to be in one piece anymore. At that, Regis kind of like you see some paleness touch his face. Bring us. He looks to the helmsman. Bring us as close as we can. Not too close though. If there is a creature here that might have caused any problems, we don't want it getting back to the ship. He looks at you guys. Alright, change of plans. Turns out me and you guys are the ones going.
Alright. What? Stuff!
Stuff is happening.
I like stuff. Do I get to bash things with stuff?
It doesn't take... It doesn't...
Cat trap.
Yeah. So basically, they get as close as they can, but they're still like a solid like 75 to 100 feet away from shore, at minimum. It's probably more like, would be the good example.
Ahoy!
What?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of the decent, the actual. Let's say I'm trying to think of the decent amount of distance between shore and ship. I think it's supposed to be like maybe like 1,000 feet, technically.
Okay.
So let's say about 1,000 feet
Okay.
from shore. As they start preparing the rowboat. Bring the supplies you need, for guys.
They say land ho. Duh.
But that's when they dock the ship. Or when they find land. But this isn't like some pirate-themed TV show or anything.
He's like, dude.
Stop it, human.
I'm gonna pet you.
And he starts, and basically he starts rowing. You notice Regis starts rowing the boat, and you also notice Dalaker is rowing the boat. So now you guys are in a dinghy.
A what?
A dinghy.
We're in a
Like a little
rowboat.
lifeboat.
Freaking Regis looks at you. It's a rowboat, kid.
Oh, you're gonna lick my arm. Okay.
And so it doesn't take you too long. You notice that they were that Dalaker and Regis are in perfect rhythm as they're rowing.
Why don't we just call it a rowboat?
Because
Called a dinghy.
because there's more than one style of rowboat, Dalaker says.
Oh.
A dinghy is just the one that is a more common one, but there are other kinds of rowboats.
Okay.
So they go by the nautical term dinghy to make sure that people understand which kind of rowboat. It's no different than calling a sword a scimitar, or calling it a long sword or a short sword,
Or a dagger.
or a dagger, or calling it, or calling it a khopesh, or anything along those lines. It's because the thing is, technically, a sword is a sword. Wasting your good rolls.
Wow, that was the only good roll I've ever gotten.
And now you're gonna have nothing but bad rolls forever.
Oh yeah. That's how I like it. In battle, just nab
It takes
one.
probably a solid like 15-20 minutes to get to shore. But eventually the dinghy hits the shore.
I should have told Sly what I was doing.
Bye, Sly. My kobold's just chilling on my
You
shoulders.
actually see Sly was flying behind the boat the entire time.
Okay. Sly, stay close if you're gonna come with.
Sly just kind of tilts his head.
You are
Be careful.
I like this human. He's my fan.
Yeah, as you see that now, Sly lands on like your pack on your back, and like his claws are just on the straps that are attached to you.
So glad I have mending.
No, he's not breaking them. It's more like he's cinched his claws between where everything is knitted.
Yeah, but still.
So he's just
in
like,
case.
so it's like he's hanging off you essentially.
Just like my kobold, who I apparently just wear as a scarf.
Yep.
Yeah, your kobold is still around your neck.
He has not left. When I sleep, I do this.
Darling!
When I sleep, I do this.
Do skin snakes, we can just wear them.
How your kobold is like wraps himself around you, I have no idea, but that is the way he does it. It's weird. Maybe he's part snake. Maybe he's more lizard folk than he's leading on.
I like this idea.
You guys hit shore. You guys see vast forest around you.
I see vast cat. Oh.
If you guys want to roll perception, you guys can take a look at your environments.
Yep, that's vast forest.
You're looking at a tree.
13.
Whoa!
13.
You notice that, what did you get?
Sly, look at all the trees, man. It's like, whoa.
Did you roll in that one?
Got a 3.
Okay, yeah. So same as him. He's like
got a 5.
friggin' Billy walks up to a tree, like right at the tree, and you just walk up. Whoa! So the two of you are looking at one tree.
This is a good start. It's a good start to a forest.
Dalaker joins you. Wow! Look at this tree.
I know, right?
As he rolled a 4, and with his bonuses, it's a 6.
Sly, are you catching this? Look at this.
Sly is also looking at the tree as he rolled a 3.
Alright.
But let's see.
I'm gonna climb it.
Regis doesn't need to look, but Zachariah is with you, staring at the actual forest. Can you believe these guys?
I know,
As you look
right?
over and you see 3 dudes and a cat staring at a tree. One tree.
We like to take it all in one at a time.
We're gonna go around the forest looking at the trees singly, just...
Dalaker's like, look at this bark. It's so weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb this tree. Sly, let's go.
To say, roll me athletics.
Athletics for days. Oh, yeah, 22.
You climb it, no problem. You just like get to the branch and you're like, whoa, this is so cool.
Alright, I'm gonna look around to the top of the tree and be like, see what I can see.
But before you do that, Zachariah and Brixton, as you guys are looking around, you see that this is actually a pretty decently kept forest. Like, for being a place that's an island that's like that's like ocean locked, it still seems to be getting just getting enough water to keep the forest going.
I was just about to say, yes, this island is definitely landlocked. We're landlocked between that ocean,
and the other ocean.
And essentially, you even notice that there is some wildlife here. Like there are monkeys and everything that live here, but they're like spider monkeys that like survive off fruits and everything, based on what you could assume.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but Zachariah points out one thing. What's that creature?
It's dead.
He points at he rolled high enough, so he looks at you and he points at a creature. You'll notice that there's a really big bug.
Oh.
Like a centipede.
Bugs.
You don't have to roll for it. You can see it. This centipede's probably at least 20 feet long.
Is it a centipede or is it something else?
Well, I mean, you could roll nature.
I like nature.
16?
This is a magic centipede, probably from the Feywilds. This is something that your people stayed away from.
Do you know centipedes are poisonous?
Yep, incredibly poisonous.
I'm just glad we
In
aren't
this
back
case,
in the Jurassic era. They're bigger than.
The reason why your people stayed away from these creatures is because they emit magic poison. So basically, it kind of releases an aura that if you used magic around it, it would actually poison you.
Well,
That's what we do now.
Anything that I can.
Well, you know,
Basically,
except
your
for
species
Trump.
stayed away from them, and the
We
best
need
way to kill them is through melee.
We need to get rid
Well,
of
the
the
only way to
Cheeto.
kill a centipede like this is through melee.
They do have hard shells.
Mm-hmm.
Zachariah just kind of scratches his chin. How would a creature like this end up in this location? That's strange.
It's a good question, and
Look
it's
at
in
this
the
tree.
Feywilds.
Guys, fuck your bugs. Look at this.
My
tree.
people stayed away from
It's
these
amazing.
things.
Strange. Regis looks at you and walks up to you guys. This is the side effect of the monster war.
Mm-hmm.
Creatures that normally don't belong in certain areas somehow end up here. This is just an example. The only thing I'm scared of is maybe a colony of these showed up.
Which spells bad for
Oh.
people on this island.
Considering the fact that these creatures are meat eaters,
Which means we should investigate.
We should.
but I say now you're on top of the tree. Roll me a die 20.
Ha! This thing is looking him in the face.
17.
You can see a lot from up here.
Guys, there's so much.
You can, based on from the top of this tree, you and Sly can see the ship out in the ocean. You can see all your friends all staring up at you. You
Look
see,
at them slide. They're all so small. From
you
up
see,
here.
you see Zachariah and Brixton looking at a giant centipede.
Oh, that's good.
Who is looking you in the face?
Say it's a nice solid number of trees away from you, so you don't have to worry about it right this second. But you do notice it. You can see the play of the tower in which you know is the outpost, but you can also see some of the location. It looks as if it's been destroyed.
I'm gonna talk down to the guys and be like, "Hey guys, looks like the outpost over there was destroyed."
It looks very, very similar to the way your village was destroyed.
It looks eerily familiar.
Like it was attacked by a raiding party.
Almost like it was raided.
The Alker just like that wouldn't shock me, considering the fact that we live in the times where survival of the fittest, which means stealing is not
Does
unheard
this
of.
centipede notice me?
No.
Cool. I'm gonna.
It's minding its own business right now.
But you do notice something else since you rolled high enough. You notice there's a ship on the other side of the island.
Guys, there's a ship on another side of the island.
You can't make out its flag though. It's too far away. Even with the eye of the beholder, it's still it's blurry. Like you can see there's a flag, but you can't tell what it is.
It's got a flag.
Dalker is just like another ship. Why would it be on that side of the island? Ships, all the ships know that come to this outpost know to come to this side.
Unless it's not from.
What ship would land over there?
Pirate ship. Raiding party.
I say, Regis hears all this come. Regis walks over and just like, why are all you idiots staring at a tree?
It's a fantastic tree, and I had to climb it because of such. Thank you.
It's like, let's get going. Need to get to the outpost.
What's left of it?
Onward. Yeah, but keep note of where that centipede's at.
Oh, I don't think Brixton's gonna take her eyes off of it.
Just
Considering the fact that this is the kind of creature that used to cause tons of problems for her people, and using magic around this creature could actually hurt her. While she can cast magic, it also casts poison damage on herself.
So don't use magic. Got it.
You should also take note of that, considering the fact that you use magic. Even Dalaker has to be careful because he uses magic.
Yeah.
yes.
Is there a certain distance that we can't use magic around this creature?
Basically, as long as you're about 50 feet away from the creature,
You're fine.
You're fine. But if
Okay.
you use magic within 50 feet, you can still cast magic, but the effect, with the amount of damage or the amount of the effect your spell will do, will counter back at you as well as if you're hitting a reflect,
Okay.
and you will take the same amount of damage via poison.
Okay.
So, for example, say like you hit something that you.
Yeah, I would die from some of my spells.
Let's say, for example, if my character used like Holy Flame, and I did a die 6 damage, and I did max damage, I would take max damage to myself, but in poison damage. These creatures are not to be messed with. That's why they said, hey, if you're gonna take care of these, melee. That's why your species is all. That's one of the reasons why your species is trained in longsword.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. You guys get closer to the encampment, but Regis is like, we might want to sneak up here. We don't want them to know we're here.
True.
Who's the quietest of all of us?
Would it be me? Because I don't wear
I'm
armor.
saying
No, don't
either you or Zach who walks up.
Don't.
He shows he's not wearing his chainmail right now.
Hey guys!
Did you roll a nat 1?
Yes.
Wow, look at the outpost! Hi, outpost! How are you?
Give it a
How did
like fireworks. We found it.
How did
Come on, Dominoes! Everybody, let's go!
How did Brixton become Nyx?
Carefully.
You just you start cartwheeling into
Outpost.
roll for athletics.
She
You do a triple front flip and land inside the outpost.
pulled a derpy without actually.
You land and you're like, ta-da!
Derby follows.
all of a sudden you see Sly land right in front of you going.
Sly, what are you doing?
Next Sly's trying to one up me.
Oh, you.
And he does it and then he trips on his own foot.
I love this thing. Sly, be careful. Did I start yelling at you? Come back before something tries to eat you.
Since I'm in here, might as well.
I say, you remember the commands, don't you?
No.
No, there was a lot, okay?
You wrote them down.
No, I didn't write that down.
Yeah, you did. The return.
14 for perception.
Didn't write
Does
that
that mean
down.
Which ones do you got?
I got. It's probably male. His name is Sly. He's a reptile cat creature thing. Speaks Common and Sylvan. Comma, so like Common, comma, Sylvan, comma, possibly more. His powers are hiding, flight, spits firebolts, fire doesn't spread.
It's the whistle command. That is the return command. You see Sly look at you and he flies back to you.
I'm gonna write all these down eventually.
Do you need a reminder of each one? We could do that.
No.
We could do that after stream.
Yes.
I will gladly remind you.
This one is going like this, is go there.
Yep.
That's hide.
No.
Yeah, that was close. It's hide.
Think ninja.
Less of that, more just.
Exactly.
Go up,
Yep. Sit.
sit.
I say.
Lay down.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say the
Lay down,
normal
sit
dog
up.
command for lay down is.
Okay, see, I got most of them.
You got also. Do you remember how to use his blasting abilities?
Ha! Poof!
Poof, yeah.
Poof.
We might have to work on that one. We might be changing that.
You see a wizard. Poof.
Ah, poof.
You sound like Markiplier.
No. One of Clavic's comments.
The others are still here, just talking. Hold on, I'm reading them. Out of all of you, Abby, Ian are the only ones who wear pants. What?
Abby is the only
Only
one that
who
wears
wears
pants.
Abby and Winter have their first ever domestic disagreement as husband and wife, and it involves a table. I can see that.
That table, though.
Moving on. So you fly. Slide returns to you. He flies back to you, and he kind of just lands like right in front of you and sits.
Good boy. Scratch.
As he kind of he shoots on the streets, and then he starts like walking beside you. You arrive very flamboyantly, but you notice that the town is this outpost town is just destroyed.
Just and all cheerfully like.
You see the area in which they probably would be they would have been sleeping is like their building. The roof is gone, like collapsed. Half the building is destroyed. You'll notice that what would have looks like the cargo area where they would be keeping like cargo boxes and all that stuff has been ransacked. Part of the building is destroyed. The doors are gone. Basically, picture what would be the best way to picture how this encampment looks?
Abandoned.
Well, abandoned, yeah, but it's kind of like if you remember
That scene in Mulan.
I was about to say that would be a very accurate one to do it. That'd be a very accurate way. That's where my brain went to first as well.
Just what?
That also wouldn't be an inaccurate way to put it as well.
Just
Blast
what?
the pilot
The
dead
only
bodies.
thing still standing is
They picture just like
thing,
one decent sized one decent sized building that holds like beds and all that for everybody, like a commons area that for eating stuff, but most of them ate outside. And then like one decent sized like not a very huge building, but a decent sized building to hold cargo. So medical supplies, weapons, all that.
Alright.
But you'll notice that there are a few boxes left, but most of them are gone. Regis kind of looks around and he's just like, look for survivors.
Okay.
We need to know what happened here.
I'm gonna go to the supply.
Can I do investigation shit?
Depends where you're going to investigate.
Because the ship is.
Where?
There.
Well, we're at the post, right?
Yeah, you guys are at the outpost. You're like at the very beginning of the outpost near the coast.
Can I investigate some workings that may have happened?
Okay, so you just want to look at the ground around the entrance?
Yeah, maybe investigate door frames and everything.
In that case, that would be investigation.
That's why I asked if I could do an investigation.
Did you guys want to see me do a somersault again?
And how?
Woo! Cartwheels.
How is that possible 2 times in a row?
2 natural ones. The Gallagher's just go like,
Sweet moves, bro.
I know.
Gallagher's gonna pat you on the head. Good job. But he's gonna continue going on.
I'm gonna go to the storage warehouse. Where stores are.
So roll me investigation. What are you looking for? Like specifically?
I know.
Traces
The
of
chances.
Traces of life?
That's
Okay,
a
roll
one.
120
Yeah.
shot! Twice in a row!
What'd you get?
No. Nat 20.
Nat 20? You got the opposite. You
The
can
polar opposite.
you can see almost exactly how how all these people walked through
This
here.
amulet's great.
I would say based on what you can see, you probably think that at least 20 people were in this room.
I am Sherlock Holmes in this shit.
That's based on the footprints. You can see that there's probably about 20 people in total. Basically, how you look at it is like one of your hunting parties from Mystic Mountain. That is the number of people that would be in there for hunting big game. That is essentially what you're seeing. With that, though, you're also noticing some blood. Unfortunately, you're also finding a few bodies. You do notice that one is still moving, though.
Oh.
It appears to be a sailor.
Oh.
You see that his shirt is soaked in blood, but he's like crawling.
I'm gonna go. Dagger!
Gallagher hears it and comes running. What's going on? What happened?
I found some.
Oh, for the love of Palor. As he walks over to the sailor. The sailor is like, The Gallagher's like, calm down. It's just me. I'm a healer. Calm down.
It's just me, like he's supposed to know.
It doesn't take the sailor long to realize to recognize the sign of Palor, and it's like, oh god, it's like the heavens. Palor starts working. He doesn't want to waste any spell slots right now, but he's gonna do some medical stuff.
Yeah. Medical. You met it up, bruh.
Oh frick yeah! Let's take a look at his medical. Oh my god.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna see what they got in these boxes.
24. This guy is patched up, not bleeding, and he is fine. With a little bit of pain medication, he's gonna be just fine. he kind of leans to he brings the sailor up to like one of the chairs in this room, off to the side.
Where are we exactly?
Yeah, where are we?
Let's see. Let me put this in perspective. You know what? I'll grab some stuff, and we'll use that as a.
I'm just wondering because I got a nat 20 for investigation.
Oh, where were you investigating? Were you investigating the commons area? Were you investigating the warehouse with him? Were you investigating just the territory around to kind of see what's going on? What was going on? Did you go to the tower where the watchman would be?
Ooh, let's go to the tower.
The tower has obviously is well worn. Basically, you can tell that someone's been up and down this ridiculous number of times. You do notice some things that are off, though.
Off-putting
First things first that you notice. First things first you notice is there's a couple of slash marks at the bottom of this tower. Like maybe there was a scuffle and there was some slash marks along the wood.
Following up this.
You do see a little bit of a blood trail going up, though.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna say, I take it you go up the tower.
Yes.
It doesn't take you too long to get up, and the farther you go, you'll notice that the very heavy blood trail is now starting to become lighter. Because obviously the person's bleeding must have been like covering up the blood or something, based on what you'd assume. As you get up, you hear some. Holy
Jesus.
You get up to the very top and you notice that there is a dead person who's wearing a weird uniform that you've never seen before. And then you notice you see somebody who looks like a guard. He's like clutching his chest, like this section of his chest right here. And he's leaning up against the wall. But you notice that there's a fire going on in the tower. Basically, the fire would signify anybody who got close that the tower was under distress. Only problem is that's more noticeable at night than it is during the day.
You fucked up.
Well, he did what his training would have told him to.
Forget that.
He sees you. Help me. As he kind of lifts his hand a little bit, you see still a decent number of decent amount of blood.
I don't know if my medical training can do that.
So you do notice he's still clutching his sword, though, in case you're an enemy.
How far away from the tower?
So you're at the entrance, so you're not too far away from the tower. The tower is near the entrance.
I'm gonna follow.
You gonna follow him?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It doesn't take you too long to follow him. You get up to the top, and you see this going down as he's attempting to patch up the wound. What'd you get?
19.
Oh wow, yeah, you did based on your limited training as a barbarian, you've been around the clerics enough to know how to patch up a wound. Basically, you take a little bit of alcohol, you kind of pour it on there. He kind of stifles a little bit, but you put your hand over his mouth and just go. And you kind of just start patching it up, and
now this is gonna sting, but I'm an ass. So.
Listen, did you put on your ring to talk, or?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Did you not see me go?
You hear a voice you've never heard before.
Huh?
I went like this. I was like, "This is a good opportunity to." So he knows that I'm friendly.
Yeah.
But I'm just an ass.
You can see he understands you as you're speaking, and that he's letting you do what you need to do. It takes you like 3 minutes to patch him up. It doesn't take you too long.
Love it. And then I go.
I say you've taken 3 minutes of the day. But yeah, you heard that voice. You turn around and you see your friend standing behind you. Anything to say to him since you were since he was able to talk? Or are you more focused on the guy who's
I was more focused
now
on
patched up?
Yep.
He seems to be resting a bit easier. He doesn't look like he's gonna die. He looks like he's just really, really worn out. He must have been bleeding for not too long. But you do notice that there is still the dead body, who obviously has a very, very deep wound in his stomach, that obviously succumbed to it.
I'm gonna turn around and laugh at the dead
Silent laugh. So, what are you doing up there?
I want to check out what this guy has on his person.
Oh, you're gonna check out the dead guy? What he has on his person? Okay, I'm gonna...
She's doing her thing.
I'm gonna maybe try and talk to the guard that he patched up.
Yeah. Well, you gotta tell him what questions you wanted to ask him.
Yo, what happened?
You just say, hey, what's going on here? What happened?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask what happened.
Tell the tale. Tell us in very big details.
Yo, what is happening?
Would that be persuasion?
No, it wouldn't be persuasion. He knows you guys aren't a threat. If you wanted to kill him, you would have killed him.
Yo, hey, what happened?
You could just say, hey, we're part of Regis's party.
Okay. Hey, we're from Regis's party. What happened here?
Regis is here? Captain Regis?
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Oh, that helps a little. That makes me feel better knowing that we have reinforcements.
What happened? What?
We were attacked. And as he looks to the man that you're going through his pockets.
Just...
You went through the guy's pockets?
But yeah, he's checking to see what he has.
He's checking to see if maybe he can identify this person or something, or what he was after.
The guy who was talking.
The guy's just like, we were attacked by pirates.
I knew it!
Nobody
could hear me.
We cornered one of the sailors nobody knew where he came from. That was just it.
You guys were surprise attacked.
For months we were trying to figure out where supplies started disappearing to. And then all of a sudden we realized that a sailor has been popping in and out of our crew for quite some time. But nobody noticed because he always seemed to be at the right place at the right time.
Okay.
But he screwed up one night as he wasn't to guard the cargo. And all of a sudden we found someone dead, and only he had a weapon that fit the category of his death.
The person over there?
No, not this person. But,
Do you know this person's name?
yeah, his name was Vargas.
Vargas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Well, I can't speak in nautical terms, otherwise someone won't understand. Exactly.
The guy who's not here right now.
His name was, well, we heard him say he was just a common sailor that joined not too long before he joined the guard. The sailors group.
Okay. Well.
But we didn't see him coming. The moment we captured him, it was very shortly after we were attacked. So, surprise attacked by the pirates. I was the one to let everybody know that we were being attacked, but I was their first target. I barely survived.
Makes sense.
As he points to the guy on the ground. Fortunately, he didn't know that I was armed.
Hence the pointing and laughing as I'm just sitting there going through.
But unfortunately, he caught me right about here. Fortunately, very fortunate. If it would have been any lower, he would have punctured some very serious arteries.
Well, here, I can help you up. We can go to Regis.
Let me rest for a couple minutes.
Bring Regis to me.
Okay, I will. I'll go get Regis.
Sorry, metagaming here.
Metagaming. Basically, you look at him and you look at him and then you look at her and you're just like, you say, we'll bring you down to Regis. You see him just kind of go.
Okay, I'll go get Regis. It sounds like a better idea.
So you go down.
Where's that voice that
you go down the stairs, and you are going through the guy's pockets. You do notice some telling tales. This person's carrying a compass. He has a couple of daggers along his belt. You notice a couple of weird pouches that seem to have some kind of like mixture in it. If you want to roll a knowledge check.
Just. Yep, that's explosives. Knowledge.
What would that be?
So I would say intelligence.
Yes. Which is now a +1 instead of a -1. 13.
You recognize this. This is explosive powder.
I'm sitting there going.
Your brain's just like, oh no, I should not be doing this. Basically, you find 2 of these pouches. Obviously, this person must have been working with explosives.
Got explosives, daggers. What
You
else
do
is
notice
there?
that he does have a short sword. Nothing special about it. He does wear a black cap, but it kind of looks like a black uniform with a red shirt on the inside. To take the entire outfit,
Yeah, just
leaving him in his skivvies.
I'm Skyriming this.
You're Skyrim this person.
And that's how it is.
That's the bottom line because Billy Bob Joe Bob Jr. said so.
Well, he's not gonna need this anymore as I put my ring back on.
You do notice one last thing in his pocket. I say you'll notice that it's kind of a little map. A little map of the island that shows you specific locations. 2 locations are starred. Well, technically 3 locations are starred. And one of them is the outpost.
Stick it just and putting on the just
Putting on the outfit. Are you sure that's wise? Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna question.
Now I'm walking
In the
around in this
meantime,
outfit.
Cateus is searching the cargo boxes while Dalker is looking for this person. Is that correct? Oh yes, that's exactly what he said. Oh, okay, well that's good. That's what I thought he said. So I'm gonna have him roll investigation. You don't find much. He doesn't find too much. He seems to be having a hard time getting some of these crates open. They must be using some kind of nails or something. God dang it.
With sleeping issues. It's okay.
Exactly. He must be feeling rather faint after all the sailing.
That and the heat.
And now we got...
Yeah, that's why I'm standing right now.
I'm wide awake.
Well, good for you, Mr. Fan.
Dude, that's what this fan was for in the first place, to keep my legs cool so that way I didn't get tired.
Obviously, I was walking down the tower, which is...
So you're walking down the tower. You see Regis and Zachariah at the commons area across the outpost. So I take it you run across?
Yep, I run across.
All of a sudden you hear Zachariah saying, "We found some people! But they're injured! Where's Dalker?"
Dalker, I think, is with Cateus.
I say, do you want to just cut to the left real quick and run to...
Yeah, I can go get Dalker.
Like, as I say, Zachariah is just like, "Hurry! We got about 7 people here!
Okay.
All wounded!"
Bruh, I'll be back.
Did you just tell Zachariah? Bruh, I'll be back. Zachariah just looks at you like, I thought you were mute. I think you just kind of held up a ring.
No, just gonna...
You just raise your eyebrows. You can both run over to the...
No, well, I have to present my findings.
To Regis.
Regis
Regis takes the map as... Regis says, "Hold on one second." As he has... Why don't you help us bring these guys out to the front area? We need to get them out of this building.
Okay.
It's not based on what I can see, it's not structurally safe.
Okay.
So you run into the cargo area.
Yep.
You'll notice you see Dalker kind of just getting a guy comfortable. So the guy seems to be sleeping now.
And
Dalker.
actually, I wasn't telling Zachariah, I was telling the guard. The guard that I patched up.
Oh.
Hey, chill out.
Oh, that.
About to say. The guard kind of just nods as he's just kind of resting.
Don't die.
You
Don't die.
Delager, Regis and
just walk up to Delicate, just like, Delicate!
Regis and Zachariah have 7 wounded.
Oh gosh, well it's a good thing I made sure to pack a very big medical bag as he like grabs a little thing out of his pack. Then as he runs outside, and he starts tending to the wounded. Gets a 20. Does a good job. I say he's also proficient in it and also has a +4 to it anyways. Natural +4 to it plus a proficiency in it, so because it's wisdom, which is a cleric's best friend. I say he's proficient in medicine and proficient in religion.
I talked to Regis.
We'll read this aside while Dalaker and Zachariah are working on people.
Yeah. Regis.
Yes.
I followed Billy Bob Joe Bob Jr. up to the tower.
Just come
Oh, Billy.
Just call him Billy.
Where are you, Billy?
Anyway, I followed Billy up to the tower.
Yeah.
There was a guard up there that was wounded.
Oh gosh, is he okay?
He's okay. Billy bandaged him up.
You see Billy walk up and he's wearing the outfit of the dead person.
Just
You see Regis's eyebrow raises.
He was cleaning out. He was cleaning.
He takes the paper out of your hand.
He was.
You see Regis's strange look now goes to look of interest.
He was pickpocketing the dead body that was up there with the guard.
Okay then.
He was seeing what the sailor had on him.
It was a sailor?
Pirate.
Remember how I said your one weakness seems to be the fact that you explain things a little badly? Considering the sailors are their friends.
that outfit that Billy's wearing was the pirate's outfit.
Hey, Regis was about to say that he looks like a pirate. But now he's looking at this map. This is a plan. This was a planned attack. As he points out, you two are standing next to him as he points out the stars. These are sections in which they probably areas of importance. Here's where the outpost is. Mm-hmm. But I say your friend Katea said that there was a ship on the other side of the island. Mm-hmm. That would be where this red star is.
What's over there?
That would be another coast, but it's about half a day's travel on. Not even half a day's travel via the jungle or via the forest area.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be wise to go through the forest.
We
don't know how many centipedes are.
He points to the other red star. This area is in the forest. I assume that this guy was a navigator.
Probably.
As he looks to you, was there a compass on his body? Present the compass, and he takes a look at it. That's what I thought. He was probably one of the ship's navigators. As he hands you back the compass. I don't normally say let's go traveling into danger. We kind of don't have too much of a choice here.
True.
We can't just abandon the cargo.
Right.
And we definitely can't let these pirates get away, especially not without knowing who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You see Regis kind of starts scratching his chin. Okay, so here's gonna be here's the plan. But yeah, from what I can gather. He looks to Zachariah. I say, you seem to be incredibly skilled with weapons, and you seem to know your way around the medical field a little bit. Zachariah just kind of nods. I used to help the clerics for a little bit of extra money. And he's like, and then he looks at Regis and he's just like, we both know how skilled I am with a sword. And then he pulls out he shows off his halberd skills as he twists it between fingers, like spins it between his fingers. He looks at the four. He looks at the four. He looks at the four of you. Any of you good at tracking?
Nature?
He might, but he's kind of dead.
Gotta say, Daliker actually is decent at tracking. Because
that'd be nature, right?
Yep, so it would be survival and nature, and investigation. Nature, survival, and investigation.
Okay, so I'm proficient in investigation, so.
So you'd be good at following human signs.
Yeah. I mean, I also have a decent thing in survival and nature, too.
I'm not good at any of those things.
I can't see the cases from here.
He's proficient in stuff.
He's proficient in things. Well, Daliker, Regis was talking to you guys about a plan.
This is where my flock comes in handy.
I think I fell asleep supposed to be there.
Yeah, you fell asleep. Basically,
warm.
your character was basically spent this time to go searching the cargo.
Sure.
Searching the cargo, and
yeah, that's right. That's what I was doing.
and I rolled for you.
Yeah, doing things.
If you're gonna.
And I rolled for you, and you got a
There you
2.
go.
So you were having
What?
some.
Where am I?
You were. I asked you to roll.
I was asleep.
I know.
For investigation, was it?
Yeah.
7.
You were having a hard time with the nails. It didn't occur to you until your friends showed up to go, oh, I could have just pulled some of the tools off these dead bodies and popped open the crates. Hey, common sense sometimes doesn't reach you when you're in a hurry.
True.
You pop those open. You'll notice that a lot of these crates probably had weapons in them. A lot of the crates that you've opened up that have supplies in them are mostly either, ship supplies. So like navigation stuff, stuff like extra sails, barrels that would be good for filling food or water or anything else into. But you'll notice that any medical supplies, any food supplies, and any food, medical, or weapon supplies are gone. Everything else is there. In fact, you actually find one box. You do find a box of gold.
Lucky.
But
He's asleep.
but of course, of all the things you'd think of a pirate taking, the fact that they left the treasure.
Yeah, the gold.
He has more gold now.
Well, more than likely, he's probably gonna leave the gold. They're gonna need gold to fix everything.
Truth.
Okay.
But Regis looks at the four of you and says, I'm going to need you four to go after this party while I investigate. But do not, repeat, do not engage unless you can handle the situation.
Okay.
Last thing I need is you to have 4 more dead people on here, especially one of the best healers, as he points to Daliker. But the thing is, as much as I would love to have you here, I also need to make sure that these 3 come back in one piece. You were actually trained with the sailors and the guards, so you know what you're doing. I say, you will all show yourself capable. I want you guys to investigate and figure this out.
Can we have a map?
I say, he should. Actually, how's Daliker's? Zax. Regis. Roll me dexterity.
Just dexterity?
Yeah, dexterity.
19.
19?
Yes. Modified.
I say you take the map and you take some paper from Regis and you basically draw out a very similar map. It's not as pretty as the other map, but you basically draw out the basics, so you know where everything is, and then you take special care to note the 3 marks that were left on the map.
Perfect. Yeah, I rolled a 12. Or
All
I
right.
rolled an 11, but I...
Regis looks at you guys and says, "Okay, with you guys having a map and your guys' skills in order to survive in this situation, I trust that you guys can handle this. But just as a backup, he pulls out a scroll. He doesn't let go of it as you grab it. This scroll is a scroll of fireball. Use it only under great dire circumstances." As he looks at you, you specifically, because you would know out of all the magic, fireballs are incredibly dangerous, especially if you're not at level enough to use it. He looks at you and he says, "This is a 7th level fireball."
Yeah, I have flaming spheres. Okay.
Use it carefully.
Got it.
And also make sure there's a decent distance between you and the target. The backlash on that would kill you instantly.
Okay. You should hand me my cards.
Alright, off you go.
Open some way.
I know, right?
And off you guys go. Alright, this is going to be the last break, and we're probably only going to go for like another 20 minutes.
I don't even think we should go that long. He's out.
You guys think we should call it here? Since you guys are just about to go into the forest.
Yeah.
I guess this is where we're going to call it for the night then. See what where's our buddy here passing in and out of the...
I'm struggling.
I know.
I'm
It's
trying.
so hot.
Was it this one?
It wouldn't be well, I mean, it's a fireball, but it's cast at level 7. It's not a delayed blast fireball.
I think that's the only one I have.
Material: a tiny ball of bat, guano, and sulfur. That's the materials to make this. As I pull up the chat.
Alright.
Fabled is dead, indeed. At some point in the stream, Winter's cap magically turned the right way around. The scroll fireball, oh, that doesn't sound at all like Skyrim. Skyrim was heavily inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. Todd even openly admitted that. He's one of the creators, one of the founders of Bethesda. Well, not even necessarily the founders, but more like one of the hard workers of Bethesda. Also, someone who also helps make bad decisions.
Like when are we
How's your day, Siberian? My day is going quite well. Joseph, welcome to the chat. Let us say hi and bye. Well, Juan, in and out. I think in about 10 minutes he will check the chat. You are correct. In fact, I got there faster.
You know,
Winter.
Firestorm.
next.
My ship is the Clavicus Clipper. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next week we'll talk. This week I'm gonna cook.
Sounds good.
But we're gonna talk about doing a Nuzlocke, and we're gonna choose which games we're doing.
I agree. That would be tons of fun, especially in this case. I was here before. I know. I kind of figured, but whenever I'm doing Dungeons and Dragons, I don't read the chat on a regular basis. And I only got so much of the chat from the past. So. What to say, but I completely understand, my dude, and that's perfectly fine. What to say, but as soon as we finish, we gotta finish Inheritance, so we can start Layers of Fear 2. I say I'm super excited. A lot of people have been talking good things about it, so.
Now.
Plus, while I'm playing Days Gone,
We'll have to go halvesies on the Xbox One.
Indeed.
Because the good news is I got mine working, but the bad news is if I move again, it may not work again.
Probably a wise call.
So
Dungeons
I'm
and Dumb Aces. No, not Dungeons and Dumb Aces. It's a good time playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I used to think Dungeons & Dragons were for nerds. It turns out to be a lot more fun than I thought.
That's because we're a bunch of nerds.
I mean,
not a table.
Not inaccurate. My battery is low and it's getting dark. Me slowly dies. No, Halo. Hang in there, buddy. Hey. Are you calling Winter a dumbarse? I mean, would it be inaccurate to call me a dumbarse? I have my moments. But I wouldn't necessarily call myself a dumbarse.
By the way, I hate myself for attempting Nuzlocke.
I say Nuzlocke is fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's not fun.
It's just challenging. It's a remake of Dungeons & Dragons.
Quack.
I say it wouldn't surprise me at some point. In fact,
Fireball's a 3rd level spell.
I know, but it was cast in a 7th level slot.
Okay.
Read what happens when you cast it at higher levels. It does like all of
So is he literally giving me this one?
He's giving you a single-use scroll.
So which means if I can't.
It's no different than when Kruven tried to use a magic healing. A magic
So
healing
which
scroll.
means if I use it, I can't use it again.
And he dies faster. No, Halo! But I say, you can use it. There is a chance of failure, but at the same time, he gave it to you because you are more magically inclined.
Right, which means I won't forget it if I use it.
Then
Correct?
The dwarf just found out he could use magic. He's kind of bewildered.
But
by
yeah,
that.
buddy, there's games we need to play together, man. Aside from Layers of Fear 2, I'm going to be playing Days Gone, and I want you to play it with me. Because it's like a pretty badass zombie game. But it's not like a traditional zombie game where it's like a handful of zombies. It's more like
8d6 damage.
yeah, like I said, very, very troubling. He said straight out, use it only under emergencies. But you know, it's like hordes of zombies and stuff, and it's gonna be freaking sick, dude. Plus, it's like scavenging for supplies for guns and stuff.
So which means it's 7th level.
I know you're not huge on zombies, but I feel like this might be the one game you make an exception for, because...
Well, that's not entirely true. I make exceptions for
Well, I'm gonna make a base bigger. Nice. You do that. Winter! Tiny! What's up?
that one game. Call of Duty.
Oh, it's Call of Duty Zombies. Yeah, Call of Duty Zombies. Call of Duty Zombies is awesome. I did
So
it!
which means by 7th
What'd you
level
do?
you do, what, 11d6?
Roughly.
12d6?
Around that. A lot of damage. Wait, no, aside from that, there's also Innocence, A Plague's Tale, that looks really awesome. Basically, we played through games where they talk about psychological to horror. Now we're talking about, like, sickness horror.
Wait, we need to play that Ori game.
Ori, you mean, hold on, I'm trying to think. Ori.
I can just look it up.
I say, probably look it up, so that way we go. I got the second Call of Booty. You're darn right. That would be the porno version of Call of Duty. Call of Booty. But I got a second ending to Bloodborne. Oh, really? That's awesome. What was the second ending?
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, you mean the Ori games, like Ori and the Blind Forest, and we'd have to play through the first game first, but that's okay, because I wanted to play that game anyways.
I have one of them.
You have one of them?
Yeah, it came with my Xbox One.
Wow, really? Oh, dude.
Along with Gears of War 5. Or
Fabled
4,
starts
or
snoring.
3. No, that'd be me.
I'm gonna say, no, based on the jokes me and him Fable were making earlier, I could totally see.
Okay, so I have Fireball now.
Well,
Even though technically I'm not allowed, technically I'm not allowed to use it.
you're only allowed to use it under very dangerous circumstances.
Specific.
Call of Booty and Call of Booby.
Alright.
What? But anyways, we will.
Peace out,
we
his frosty friends.
But I say we will talk more about games we're going to play, and also in the meantime, guys, Don't. Yeah, this is 100% true. Me and Briggs and Fabled all have kind of a little bit of a channel that we collaborate on, aside from on here. So, if you guys want to know more, I'll let you know. But troublemaker. One ending is where you kill Wheelchair Dude. The other is where you let him kill you, and the secret ending is where you kill him and the moon presence. Is a Bloodborne Oh, I believe it. Is a Bloodborne someone who goes around shouting at blood? I guess it's possible.
I need to...
It's definitely possible, Clap. That's definitely a possibility. But,
Okay, so I have Fireball.
there's just so many games to play, and I'm kind of glad that...
You're out.
Kind of glad that Briggs wants to play some of those games with me, because that narrows down the list.
There's games you and I gotta play.
Call of Dutch? Oh yeah, I can't talk about those games because I have Halo in my name. That's okay. I understand. Halo's better anyways.
Okay.
But Black Ops is so good. I always like the Black Ops games. Hey, Kitty. What's up? What's up, buddy? Yeah, I know.
Hi, mister.
That's what you get for hanging out near the microphone. I got the ending where I let him kill me, which is easiest. I got the one where I killed him, not I need to get the secret ending. The ending where you kill him and the blood and the moon presence. That's interesting. That's actually very interesting, Tiny. I've never beaten the game myself, so I'm very looking forward to doing it myself. Whew! But, God, there's so many games.
I know.
So many games, and some of the games I want to go back to the... Not games that I play, but like games that were some of the first games recommended to me. I've beaten it twice. Nice. But how do you get the secret ending? But I'm talking about like games that were recommended to me like early on.
Mm-hmm.
Games, for example, like Dying Light was recommended to me God knows how many times.
We need to play some board games.
We need to play some board games. I have plans to do some board games with you. Maybe bring Fabled and Briggs into playing some board games with us. Friggin' talked about doing some more other games that were recommended, such as like The Forest, Rust, Raft.
Briggs got his weekends mixed up.
Well, that's okay. Getting 3 secret items and using them before the final boss. ASMR? I'm not ASMRing.
Oh, I think she's...
Oh, talk about the dice. Don't scare the cat. Jeez.
Me too.
But I mean, I have a long list of games, but at the same time, I'm trying to go back and do some of the games that I remember people recommended to me earlier on.
Yeah, how do you do that anyway? Get 2 nat 1s in a row?
Yeah, that is a statistic improbability. Let's see, you have a 1 in 20 chance to get it once, so that's a 5% chance of getting a nat 1. But now double that, a 2 out of 4, twice out of 40, basically 2 out of 40, which is
1 out of 20.
Still technically 5%, but let's be times. That's let's see, 20 times 20. It's 400. 5 times 5, so a 25 out of 400 chance. Wait, how I'm doing some math real quick.
Have you ever beat a game in a day?
116, 1 in 1/16 chance. Goddamn underwater caves. Oh god, don't remind me. Have you ever beaten a game in a day? Yes, I have. In fact, I've even done it on this channel. I beat Maze in 1 day.
Yep.
Maze was awesome. It was a great game.
You beat them like what, 4 hours?
4 hours.
Because you streamed it?
Yep, I streamed it for 4 hours straight and I beat it, and it was awesome. But if you're asking if I've beaten games in 1 day outside of YouTube and doing YouTube videos, yeah, I've definitely done it in 1 day. Dark Watch was one that I loved a lot that I beat in 1 day. I've beaten. I'm trying to think of some of the other games, some of the shorter games I've beaten. I beat Conker's Bad Fur Day in 1 day.
How long did it take you to beat Pinstripe?
Pinstripe? That took me about. Well, considering I was doing it for videos.
Yeah.
And it took me about 5 or 6 parts.
not bad. And how long were each part?
Each part was about 15 to 20 minutes. Hold on, let me just pull up the list. It'd be easier that way.
Because I feel like you could have beaten that one in a day. Had you been streaming it?
Probably. Pinstripe was a while ago. I did 11 videos, and each of them are about 20 minutes long, including the end of Pinstripe.
Yeah, you could have easily.
I could have easily beaten it in one day, and 24. So basically, it would have taken me a couple hours, but I would have beaten it.
Yeah.
In fact, let's see, let's say 3 videos an hour, so I could have beaten it in one stream if I wanted to. Short, fun game.
I was just curious because I feel like that game would have taken a day.
Definitely. Let's say played plenty of fun games, that's for sure. I did a speed run through every Halo game. Surprisingly, I beat them in 2.5 days. Wow, really? Jeez, that takes a lot of dedication.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I think now is the time to be ending the stream. Alrighty guys, we are going to end this stream right here. As much as I would love to spend some more time talking to you guys, I am saving a time for doing a live Frosty Talks 2 weeks from now. Where basically, yes it does. My goodness, dude. 2 weeks from now we're going to be doing a live Frosty Talks where basically me, Fabled, and Briggs are going to be talking to you guys for basically normal stream time for about 4 hours. Oh wow, joined right at the end. Indeed. See you, Winter. See you, Greenlee. Thank you so much for joining us, bud. I know you've been coming in and out all night, so... But, yeah, we're going to be doing a live Frosty Talks, me, Fabled, and Briggs 2 weeks from today. And we're going to be doing it for the same amount of Exactly, I was about to say. We're going to be doing it for about the same amount of time as a normal stream for about 4 hours. And, basically...
I think you and I are planning a stream before that.
Oh, yeah, and me and Abby were planning to do a stream. We're going to be doing, it'll be a new one for not this next week, but the week after. Me and I will be doing 5 streams instead of 4 streams. The Wednesday before
Tuesday.
Yeah, the Tuesday before you leave, I'll be doing an extra stream. Makes a coffin for Fabled. Yep, Fabled is just. That's okay.
If you want to
Cloud's just like, where do you? How tall does the coffin have to be? Gotta do some measurements. But yeah, basically, me and you are gonna be doing a multiplayer stream on Tuesday, not this next week, but the week after. Not sure what game we're gonna play yet, but we're gonna figure something out. Whether it's Diablo 3 or something along those lines, we will figure it out.
Diablo or Overcooked.
Diablo, Overcooked, and so many other games we could be playing. But yeah, after basically, if anybody has questions or want to be able to kind of just have a nice casual kind of time conversation with me, Failed, and Briggs, 2 weeks from today, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good way if people have questions they can ask.
2 weeks from yesterday, technically.
Technically, but you get what I mean. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy us. Most of us are very much enjoying Winter. That's okay. A week later, Fable's body is starting to smell. It's not okay now. God, it's fine. But for now,
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I want to just say a quick second to say thank you all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you press down on that like button, like there's no tomorrow. And hopefully, guys, me and Abby and everybody else will get to see you, all of you, in the next video. So make sure you take care and you stay frosty. Let's say Greenlee, Halo, Cloud, Joseph, everybody else who's still in the chat, thank you all so much. Stray Cat, I know you're probably still in the chat as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do enjoy the company that you guys provide. Really am a lucky individual.
Quick question. If I use Fireball, will I have to roll a disadvantage?
It would be...
Because it's higher than my level, technically?
I would not say disadvantage, but more like I would roll to see if you could handle the magic to cast it.
Oh, okay.
No different than my character trying to cast, my Kruben character trying to cast a healing spell that was higher than his.
Yeah, because...
There's a percentile chance of failure.
Because it's an instantaneous thing.
Exactly.
Which is why I was asking.
More specifically, there's a chance it might blow up in your face.
Great. And then no more. And then no more Brixton.